going back into where we last left off, you, the Crimson Tide, in search for the serial killer Belladonna, discovered a means of hopefully heading her off at the pass, so to speak. Racing across the dune sea towards a mysterious sandstone pillar at the edge of the Wormlands, the party made a few discoveries. As they entered the Wormlands, their water was mysteriously transformed to acid, and perpetually out-of-reach oasis taunted them from the horizon. With Belladonna arriving at the tower that they had just left behind, the party hatched a plan. With the majority of you all speeding forward towards your target, Lemba, in the form of a giant eagle, carried an acidic payload of transformed water, dropping it on the head of Belladonna. Wounded, Belladonna relied on the support of her Volra clan raiders, that accompanied her and to protect her. As combat began, one of these raiders mistakenly activated the tower, which began to create a rhythmic slamming sound, shaking the ground around them as the battle ensued. With X, Celeste, and Zil forming a formidable front line, and Serenity, Sudih, and Lemba slinging spells into the fray, Belladonna was forced to watch as her entourage was slaughtered before her. Weak and cornered, she turned invisible, disappearing in the midst of the fray as a massive brown-scaled reptilian head breached the sand near the pillar, a massive slit eye focusing in on the party. Seemingly attracted by the thumping rhythm of the tower, the ancient brown dragon Grit-Scale the Sand Shifter rose from the sand around them, boasting a powerful and massive physique. In a frantic effort to find and capture their target, the party suffered numerous attacks from Grit-Scale, who, in anger, began to toy with the party, reveling in his own ability as well as their fear. After being blasted by a powerful acidic blast from Grit-Scale, Celeste was forced to rapidly heal and drag her party members back to the Sandskimmer ship to beat a hasty retreat, leaving Belladonna to face her own fate. Being chased down by Grit-Scale, the party, though, discovered the invisible Belladonna stowed away on their ship. With some seeking to slow the dragon, and others hunting down Belladonna, the chase was on. Belladonna sees her opponent, her opponent Sudih, taking the opportunity to gain a hostage, hoping to bargain with the party for her life. But after Sudih's throat was cut, healed, and then cut again, Celeste knocked Belladonna out as the dragon seemed to give up the chase. So, with you all heavily injured and racing for your life across the sand, with Belladonna captured and the night rapidly approaching, what would you all like to do?
Is Sudih currently bleeding out?
No.
Did he heal her life?
She is not currently bleeding out.
Right.
We should probably go back to the capital. Yeah?
Yeah.
Deliver
I agree.
our plan to the Sultan like he asked us to.
Oh,
Yeah.
is she gagged?
Belladonna?
Yes.
No. She's laying on the deck of the ship,
Which
unconscious.
tie her
I
up.
want to
Do you? Nobody tied her up or anything. Yeah.
We didn't tie her up last time.
We tie her up, tie her like one of the mans.
We knocked. Yeah, she's knocked out, but I don't think we tied her.
Whose rope are you using?
You can use my rope. I don't need it.
All right, mark it off. You can mark off how many feet of rope do you want to tie her up with.
Good 30. Wait, we need to love her.
Yeah. And like, put the rope.
I'm gonna. Can I
Shut her rag.
hog tie her, but with her neck tied to the back of her feet, so she really can't go anywhere?
To a part of the boat, though. This kid's just like,
Fall off.
Well, no, I'll do that, but like, I want to tie her in a way where it's like, if she tries to move, it's going to cause bodily harm,
Yeah.
and she doesn't want herself to die. So can I tie her like that?
yeah, no.
Yeah.
Great. I tie her up like that. I'm using all 50 feet of my rope. I'm
All right,
making
make a-
knots. I'm making granny knots. I'm making.
Make a survival check.
What?
Make a survival check.
She can't get
Okay, survival check it is. Real dice or online dice?
It is completely up to you.
Real or online for the first roll?
No, kid, just pick one, dude.
Real or die it is. That's a 17.
17? All right, you think you did a pretty good job. You currently have her halfway hogtied sideways to the mast, or at least one of the masts. It's a little bit difficult because you're working around her darker armor, and then she has this kind of bright red cloak that she's wearing as well.
Oh.
Are you saying like this?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but then
is
up
tied.
to the masts.
With-
Yeah.
Beating
Intrepid.
I mean,
A simple picture will not show you what he is
No.
imagining. Yeah.
no, I was that's
what you were
with
thinking?
her neck and her hands attached that way. I'm not doing anything.
Okay.
Like the rest of the rope is literally just to really.
So you
wind
got
it
her
around. Like, I'm
arms-
not doing fancy stuff. I'm just like tie her neck, tie her hands, to her feet, wrap.
You've got her arms around the back of the mast, and then tied, and then the rope tied to her neck and the mast.
Looking up pictures, and I'm like, oh.
It's not.
Yeah,
That's the
no.
point.
Yeah.
So, do you believe that you have her fairly well tied up?
Yeah.
Right now, you guys are headed somewhat north-ish out of the Wormlands, which are relatively close to the Zaranis mountain range.
Yeah.
X is kind of piloting, and she kind of turns. So where are we going?
Back to the capital.
Yes.
We all want to go. Fine. Just kind of turns and starts leading you there.
You not?
We're not going to kill her.
Oh no, I just.
Certainly like.
I mean, we probably can, but let's let the Sultan talk to her, and then we can.
I just don't want her to get away.
No, exactly. We don't.
I taught her up good.
Bet you did. It's alright, old Bessie will take care of her.
The boat thing.
It's the boat's name today.
Sexy.
Bessie can be sexy.
Was it down yesterday?
Hand in your spacey or I don't know.
Facing.
Oh,
No, it's Tammy, I think.
Tammy first,
Pull
and
out
I would.
today. Two different names every time I have. Stop that.
Great. Hey X, how long do you reckon it's gonna reckon? How long do you reckon it's gonna take us to get back?
You're southern now.
When you done turned,
I don't know.
one of them buttermilk from Australia. But
I am from Australia, mate. I don't know why.
Southern Australia.
Oh God.
We really gotta get before more people start getting weird accents.
How? Oh my God, I can't get rid of it now. Half palsy.
She kind of looks, she puts a thumb up, puts it out, goes like this with the two fingers, trying to like measure the horizon, says some things. I don't know, like 2 days,
Cool.
Right.
I think.
Great.
That makes sense. You're out for a while.
Just kind
In
of
the right
goes back.
direction, we'll get there eventually, yeah?
Oh, now we turn to Deutsch, yeah. Well, German Deutsch, yeah. God. What is this recording gonna be?
I don't know.
Apparently this.
Workshopping accents, yeah. Yeah.
Too long. You barely forgot.
Let us turn German. I turn.
It's actually have an accent. I thought about doing an accent once, and then I said,
You're like, nah.
Actually, you can't remember it.
I'm okay, Doc. I really am. Thanks for your concern.
That accent was so bad the dog is worried. Oh god. So you're all slowly making your way across the desert as the sun begins to set. It's gonna be a couple days before you actually make it back, but what do you want to do? Do you want to try to rest in the meantime? Do you want to try to push through? What do you want to do?
We need to do a long rest
we've
because
got a
I'm
few friends
so
targeted.
I can take first watch.
I can too.
I'm below.
I'm pretty good.
My hit points coming out of that max, but they're not that strong.
I think that actually no, because I don't think
You didn't.
No, I
you
don't
pretty
think
much
it's a single
didn't get hit.
Yeah, I don't think it's a single hit.
because you were up in the air pretty much the whole time, and then you flew back to the ship.
Yeah.
You lucky.
You're right, I did fly.
Yeah.
I got hit.
Yeah, 3 of you, and I don't remember who. I know it was Celeste, and I believe
Duty's probably.
Sudih and X both got, like, they all got hit with the
That was
acid.
pretty bad. Yeah.
Climb the fucking tower.
Yeah.
No, X didn't climb. X rode up the ring that was
I
going
don't
up.
know how I got this. The point is, I went under the tower when we were trying to run away from the goddamn dragon.
Okay, so long rest.
Yeah, a little rest.
All right, you want to just set up camp in the middle of the desert?
I mean, we'll move a little bit away.
Just-
We're not like right by the dragon or the
Oh.
Wormlands.
We can't rest on the boat
We
while it's
want
going.
to not.
At least 3 of you can.
Oh, we have to have people.
We have to have
Oh, right.
near the boat.
Right. Which is only X in Serenity.
Which is not very many.
No.
How long until sunset?
Maybe an hour.
We'll go about an hour, and then when it gets dark,
Do you
we'll
gotta
go
be far enough away to...
Yeah.
Okay, sure. Alright, let's do it.
We're not in the Wormland.
Sure. Giant burrowing dragon that can move just about the same speed as your ship. That's far enough away.
Well,
But
No.
he left on his own accord.
Yeah,
I'm not be following us anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I'd rather not take
and we're real
exhaustion.
fucked up.
I say we go the hour and
Go
then
the hour, and then we
Yes.
take a
We should
little
definitely.
map. Big old mappers.
All right. You travel for that about an hour as the sun begins to set and end up kind of docking, so to speak, the boat, putting the anchor down to keep yourself relatively stable in position and begin to find a rest. Who's on the first watch?
us
Two.
two.
Two of you? All right.
Yeah.
Lemba, I believe you are the only one with dark vision on the watch. So roll a perception check.
Oh. 22.
22. You don't see all that much. You guys have traveled at this point anywhere from, and you don't know 100%, but you'd say maybe a little over 3 miles. So it's hard to see back from where you came. The tower is out of sight.
Cool.
That puts a little bit of comfort to you. That's a little better. But you can't help but think about what you saw. You can't help but think about the fact that this thing came up from just about nowhere. And so you're paranoid watching the sand around you in the dark, just in case it comes up from beneath the ship again. You saw what it did to the other ship in a heartbeat.
No.
Do you see anything?
No. Looks okay, I guess.
Great, because we don't really need another dragon coming over to us.
Yeah.
So,
State the obvious there.
yeah, I never said I was 100% like an intellectual.
Sorry, you know, it's kind of weird couple days. Find the magical places, fight some weird creepy shit, learn about an apocalypse, see a dragon.
Yeah. Well, I was there for the apocalypse bit when the tech thing
That's
came
right.
out. So
You
like,
did the magic shit.
yeah. So like, and it did not look good, and it's not that far away. So like,
No shit, it didn't look good. It's called an apocalypse. You think the apocalypse is gonna come? We're all gonna see singing kumbaya.
Totally.
You're right.
there's like, I don't know what apocalypse could be. It could be, you know, an end of the world, but it could be sunshine and rainbows all the time. I mean,
You were going to school or something.
I'm a performer! I'm great at acrobats, card tricks. I'm a charlatan. I'm not smart. I'm great at swindling people out of their money for doing stupid ass shit. Yeah, I robbed a lot of people. Blind.
Same.
Hey, look at me, look what I can do. I can jump up high. Oh yeah, that's just a minor illusion of myself. And now I'm pickpocketing every little thing because I had to make my living very, very risque. Which is why several months of living in the inner city was well, let's just say very promiscuous.
Yeah, I feel that. I've been there. Not quite so showy. I think more like the sneak in your house to get looking house.
Oh yeah, no, I would never break
Burn a few
into.
buildings down, and maybe more than a few.
Burn a few buildings down. This is why you're the crazy, scary lady that I constantly refer to.
Have you been since?
Yes, I have, and she's Sarakian. I can trust the Sarakian. I can't trust you.
It's really faded out since I met. You're a question. It's really faded out recently.
Well, she hasn't burned down any buildings that I know of, and you're telling me you burned down a building, and you're scary.
It's a
Fair, in the
hospital.
last, what, it's been like another month?
Yeah,
The last month, I've only burned down 2 buildings.
3.
3?
Three.
Oh, there was a third one. I forgot about the third one.
3 buildings? Yes, the scary fire lady,
Can you hear me out, though?
really beautiful cat lady, Sarakian. Who am I gonna choose?
First one. Dynamite.
Yes, don't please.
She does the cat thing where the eye opens respectable.
To be fair, I said I will go in the building after no one stopped me. Second one,
No, I told you.
super my fault, but everyone told me to do it. It's the guy who owned the building was like a total creep hat, and we hated him. We killed him anyways, to first we burned down his building. And then the third one, we didn't meet him with this other guy who we used to hang out with. He told me if something bad happens to me, do a big fire. Something bad happened to him. I did the big fire. It wasn't my fault. He told me not to burn the building down with the big fire he told me to do.
I feel like he would have told you to actually just burn down the lady and not burn down the building.
I forgot about that one.
Hospital, Fifth Element, and then the fight ring inside of a windmill.
Yeah, what was the
Fifth element one again?
That was a shop
That
with the
was
dude that was creepy. Oh yeah. Yep. The guy who was like trying to
We
profit.
went back into the burning building, and then I had that pile of metal.
Now that
Yeah.
we have burned down 3 buildings in one. That might be an all-time high for me.
That's not something to brag about, Lemba. No, wait. No.
You would be pretty impressed.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with pretty cat Sarakian versus you any day. But I'm stuck with you because I gotta write an epic story about all of this.
Hey, you ain't stuck. If you want to go, you can go anytime, dude.
Yeah, see, if I leave, I'm probably gonna get killed.
I mean, right now in the middle of the desert, yeah.
Who said I was gonna go? I may not be the most intelligent person, but at least I know when to stay on the. Shut up! Let's all watch over.
I don't know, you're fun. You were the last guy we had.
X kind of picks her head up.
Thank you!
For fuck's sake! You're being so loud. Go to sleep.
Fine, then you wake up and watch the stupid boat.
Fine. What, are you still here? Go to sleep.
Oh,
I
bye. Who else has dark vision that we can wake up?
Yeah, it's not fucking act.
Then you pick somebody.
Is it Celeste and Sudih that have dark vision, or Celeste and...
Can I recover 1 level of attraction?
At the end of your long rest.
Okay, cool, then.
The other people who have it are both fucked up. I'm gonna wake up Celeste because I kind of let Sudih get throat cut twice today, so I want to pick
That's fair.
Great.
That's fair.
Unless you are awoken by Lemba.
I'm going to bed.
Sudih's mad at me. Oh, son. Now it's your turn.
Alright, okay, come on.
Have fun. Everything's kind of grumpy. Come on.
You turn and she's looking right at you.
Wait, what? Oh.
Have a good one.
I walk back with Leva, just like ready to go on the drunken thought.
True.
Go to sleep.
Okay, fine, we're going to sleep. Have
Sleep when
fun
I
with...
want to go to sleep.
Oh, you're grumpy.
It's my happy face.
I mean... Oh, Caroline would have said that, actually. In real life, too.
We got to see a dragon. It's the best day of my life.
Yeah?
Sure.
You... Okay. Alright.
I don't know. They've just been loud.
No, I know, I try to tune out. Thankfully, I've been granted deep sleep.
That's good. Roll a perception check.
Oh, yes, thank you. Yeah.
As you continue this
I do
the
be-
awkward conversation. How's the weather going tonight? Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. We're in it. Oh God.
That is a nat 20, brother.
A nat 20?
24.
All right.
So,
Nice.
I'll take that nat 20 perception check.
As you're looking out over the sand, you're keeping a very watchful eye, just in case you see the dragon.
Did I hear anything?
You hear everyone breathing from just sleeping. You hear X just kind of every now and then. Somebody, like will snore or mumble in their sleep, and she's like, "Go to bed," and then that's kind of all it is. You do, as you kind of pan by the mast, see Belladonna awake and just staring at you. Seems she's conscious.
That's great. Good thing. She's conscious.
How many levels of exhaustion do you have?
Well, after this long rest, I'll have one. But
Okay.
I have two before.
So you're at disadvantage on your check.
Damn it!
I know.
They could give me that nat 20.
Nope.
Just one under that 20.
Oh, that XP though.
I know.
It's a 17.
17. So you do notice all these things still.
Okay, good. I'm gonna say, what the fuck? Can I still get the XP for it?
Nope.
What the fuck?
No. We gotta play by the rules.
That's fucking bullshit.
Bro,
They're not. This game comes with a textbook. I just have it memorized mostly.
Okay, okay, fine.
So she's just kind of watching you.
I know.
Do you do anything?
I look at her and I go, what do I say? It's really quick myself.
She is tied and gagged, right?
Yeah, she's tied in gagged.
Yeah.
we didn't forget about the verbal component.
Yep.
We made sure all that was good.
Oh.
But
What?
We should have blindfolded.
she's just looking.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Sides. Not that she can do anything with her eyes.
There might be a handful of spells.
there's some spells that don't require material or verbal
But then it
component.
still needs semantic and you can't move them.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, I guess. No, I guess that's fine. Continue.
Let's see birds.
You don't have to say anything.
I want to say something to her. I do. Just trying to think about what I need to say. This is gonna be real dickish. But I go, I kind of like smirk at X, and then I turn and look at Belladonna, and I go, "You've got a nice house."
I have a nice house.
I look at Belladonna when I say that.
Yeah, X responds because she has no idea what this is going on. She thinks you're still talking to her. And she goes, I have a nice house.
X, I'm talking to Belladonna.
She's awake?
Yeah, look.
I can't see in the dark.
Oh, sorry. Sorry if you're lost.
Belladonna. And you just kind of see her look up towards the sound and look at X. Go to sleep. Just kind
What
of,
did you do?
no. X just kind of walks off at that point and is like, keep an eye on her. Let me know if I get to stab.
Well, I just kind of, I keep an eye on her for across the boat, for where I'm sitting. I don't know if it's near her, like really near her or not, but I just sit there and I'm saying, and yeah, I just keep an eye on her.
Alright. Rest of your watch seemingly goes off without a hitch.
Yeah, that's probably for the best.
Yeah.
I don't want to get into, I don't want to count too much.
So. Otherwise, your watch ends. Do you want to wake up?
Who will be doing the icy?
That would be
Wow. Who'll be doing the stroke? Okay.
Hey, I got so alcohol myself.
I know, I
It's
noticed.
pretty hard right
I noticed. But Sudih is the only other person that you know that has dark vision.
Okay, I gently wake up Sudih. Like, just pat her on the head.
a long growl comes out of her.
Like that kind of cat noise, like, oh. Angry growl, yes. Mm-hmm. I retract my hand really quickly and I'm like, oh, sorry, your turn.
Or fine, done. Number 10. Throwing cats on the floor.
Saki has her bone and she has 0 chill with it, so yeah.
The microphone picks it up very well.
Oh,
Does it really?
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, go lay down on the couch. You're fine. There you go. That's better.
He's such a freak. I mean,
You could like play with it.
like I have nothing to play with this, but
When we're waiting, we throw D4s at each other just because.
Why do you have to make a point?
no,
Exactly.
The chonky D20s, duh.
Sure.
Nobody needs a D12. How about the 12? Nobody not agrees with the 12.
Yeah.
I'm looking at a battle axe. Battle axe is high level.
Who would the party head up for his battle axe?
I do. I'm kidding.
You can be anyone you
That's true. I can be anyone I want. So yeah. All right. So
Sudih wakes up. Looking terrible.
really bad bedhead.
Bad bedhead. She like did death saves twice yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
It's rough. It's rough being human.
Covered in sand and blood. You wake her up and she goes, just kind of starts awake, and you're like, "Fuck."
So, Sudih gets up. Am I waking somebody else up? Is that the plan here?
It's up to you.
I don't wake anyone else up.
All right.
Have I been this whole time?
Yeah. Yeah, you just got a wonderful night's rest.
And it's just like,
Which, by the way, Sudih, you have completed a long rest. So have you, Serenity.
I just did long rest right now.
All right. X kind of starts to lean back up against the other mass and sees you kind of coming to and says, "Bitch is awake."
Clarify, am I the bitch?
I would never call you that. Belladonna. Have fun, kiddos. And just kind of huddled into herself to try to find some good rest. The night air is relatively cold in the desert. It doesn't have anything to retain heat. The sand kind of loses it very quickly, so it's a little bit chilly and a little bit breezy. So you kind of come to. Yeah.
Belladonna is still pretty well tied to the mast, yes?
You would assume so.
Okay.
Do you want to figure that out?
Yeah.
All
I
right.
want to check to make sure that those bonds are strong.
Make an investigation check.
Why is the investigation so low? 18.
18. You make your way around and you're kind of looking at her and she's glaring up at you with her mouth full of a gag. Her kind of black hair is bedraggled across the front of her face from sweat and blood and a horrible mess, kind of like yourself. As you go back around the end of the mast to kind of double check her binds otherwise, you notice that the ropes are about 3/4 of the way cut through and there's a small dagger in her hand that no one took from her and that you didn't roll high enough to hear.
Wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
A cat-hold person.
Oh, all right. She gets a save.
I didn't mean to pass that in second spell slot. Oh no, wait, that in second spell slot.
So she get a wisdom saving throw?
Yeah, she needs to get above 18.
16. That's a fail. So you watch as she was sitting there and you started to come back around, she started to try to saw faster, and you watch as she just tightens up, and the hand that's holding the dagger wrenches uncomfortably into this contorted form, and she drops it, and it just goes ding, 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 across the deck.
Nice. So, I picked up the dagger. What does it look like?
It looks weird. It's got an extremely long handle, like an extremely long handle, and has a very finely ground tip that is almost resembling like a larger version of a scalpel. Longer blade than a scalpel, but very clearly a very fine-tuned instrument.
Does it look like it bears any holy symbols, or is this just something that she keeps with her as just above on scalpel dagger?
You roll a religion check if you're looking for holy symbols.
Dirty 20.
You do not notice any holy symbols. You do recognize a few different runes pressed into it.
What do the runes say?
You would recognize them as being infernal. But you do not, I do not believe that you speak infernal.
I don't. I only speak common elder.
Yeah. So you don't know what they say, but they are there. And you, like, with your religion check, you can say, I know that this is infernal, because, you know, celestial, infernal, stuff like that ties pretty heavily into the gods and the languages that they speak, stuff like that. But there's not much of a, I can tell what this does yet.
Who tied up Belladonna? Was that our bunny friend?
That was Zill.
That was me.
Did he perform this investigation check?
Nobody looked into what she had. We just tied her up.
We didn't figure that.
Okay.
Insurance.
I'm gonna blame Bill for this. I take the dagger.
Damn.
And I go over to where Bill is sleeping.
I'll get ready soon.
And
You're snoring softly.
sleeping on the ground, like on the planks. What's going on here?
Where are you? Are you like on the deck of the ship? Lean.
I'm by Lemba.
You're right by Lemba.
Because we walked over, like we all just passed out, like
He's right off, snuggled off like a buddy. And I'm like, sprawled out.
Yeah.
Goddamn.
You have to step over Lemba in multiple points because she's starfished across the deck.
and I'm like,
And
I'm
she's
curled up.
like open mouth, head back over the edge, halfway snoring. And every now and then she says something just weird and uncalled for in her sleep, just whatever comes to mind. And you step over her, try not to wake her up, and then you get to Zill, who is curled up, nice in the fetal position,
And my ears
kind
are
of
all in my
there.
eyes in case the sun comes up and I don't want.
Real life right now.
Yeah.
He is sleeping very peacefully, very soft, quiet breaths, just peaceful, very restful sleep. He is having a good night.
Let me have
That
it.
makes me sick.
Makes me sick.
I take the dagger. And I'm holding it. Typical psycho style.
Oh, great.
And I stick it into the plank right next to his head. As hard as I can.
Okay. All right. You wake up at this because you hear boom, and you get splinters that come across the front of your ears or the back of your ears over your eyes. Little splinters that just kind of and brush off.
Yeah. My ears are over my eyes. They're just like
How loud? Right.
It's loud
I'm
enough.
loud enough.
You're right
like,
next to
I'm
him.
like-
You're awake.
You're like, ah!
What the fuck?
There's like, there's something
I like
on the back of my
pretend
ears.
like,
And I lift my ears up, and I look at them, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Just like, and then I look up at them, I'm just like, you can't explain yourself?
Can you explain yourself?
Oh,
Yes, who's this?
it's your night.
It's Belladonna's knife, and I pick him gently in the ribs.
Ow.
Belladonna,
Yeah, what do you mean?
and see if she had a weapon in her hand.
No, I don't.
You didn't check for a weapon?
Nobody told me to check. Why am I the one who always has to do everything around here?
Why are we awake?
Blame Sudih.
Because Bill didn't check Belladonna for a weapon when he turned her off.
Oh, so suddenly now I'm supposed to do everything? It's just like, aren't y'all independent women? Can't you do some of the work?
Tying someone up 101, you check for the weapon first.
Yeah.
Check for a weapon.
First of all, noob. Second of all, go the fuck to sleep. And X just kind of curls back up.
I put
Crickets.
I lean over Mill menacingly and I say, why don't you put her some Numa? And I'm going to make sure she doesn't have anything else stuck up in weird places.
Pretty cat lady. I can trust her. She's Sarakia.
Yeah, that's right. You still trust that lady?
She didn't burn down any buildings, so yeah. That was scary, that was terrifying beyond all reason, but she still kind of looked nice.
Fair enough.
Oh,
Pull
thank
the
you.
dead.
And I go back to Belladonna and stalk off in her direction.
He's still glaring at you.
Perform an invasive check.
Ooh, make an investigation check.
I am not pleased with this woman.
How invasive are you looking? Are you cutting her out of her bindings to check everything? Or are you like just doing a
Out of her findings or anything, but let's see. I'm trying to figure out how actually cruel I want to make Sudih here.
keep in mind you just picked a brand new goddess.
Yes, okay. He's not gonna be cruel. He's not gonna be cruel. Okay. She does like a TSA pat down. You know?
Okay.
Skipping area.
You immediately, what you notice, is that she has the blade of the red veil still like on her because nobody took it from her. It was obvious that was there, so it's not hard to tell what it is. You know this thing, but you have the dagger. You notice a small pouch at her side. You see three, as you open it, 3 vials that have this kind of reddish liquid. One vial that's this dark purple color, and then another one that's this green color, in addition to her set of thieves' tools and lockpicks. Other than that, you know, she's got like ball bearings and shit like that, but none of it seems that important. Yeah, like you pull it open and it's like things that you've seen X have before. She has stuff like a bag of ball bearings and a little bell and a string so that, you know, they can do stuff that way. It's the basic fare things. There's like a little bell and you're like, what the fuck? You just kind of move on. I can get you the full list of what you would notice, but I don't think you necessarily care about a piece of string, a tinderbox.
String in the bell.
Yeah, stuff like that. I mean,
Tinderbox is getting taken away.
yeah. The other thing you notice is around her neck, because it's what you would see otherwise, depending on how invasive you are with the TSA search, she has a leather strap and a chain strap around her neck. 2 different necklaces, it looks like.
I very gently take her off.
Okay. One of them, the one that's on a chain, is a red metal queen's chess piece.
Ah, yes.
You know this to be the symbol of the Crimson Bride.
Indeed.
Yeah, you're like, it makes you uncomfortable, and as you touch it, a shiver runs up your spine, and you hear this little cackle in the background.
Which cat?
And you're like, fuck, you know, and you just kind of look at the other option, the other thing in your hand, In your other hand, you have what looks to be a leather strap, like a leather thong, and a pouch or like a little pocket that seems to have two separate things on the inside in a long kind of a pouch pocket square around there, worn around her neck. It's maybe 3 to 4 inches long.
A little leather pouch.
Yeah, there are things inside of it, but it is for the moment sewn shut.
Ooh.
Oh, I don't like that. Okay. That thing puts it away, but I am not opening that.
Okay. Callie, do you want to just take it away and give her a softer thing?
You want the soft thing.
Okay, I can't. I don't know what to do. You don't want to open it or find out what it is?
Discover that at a later date. I've got other things
Okay.
to be concerned about right now.
But yeah, there's the blade of the red veil that you can relatively easily remove from off of her back. And you have to be a little bit careful not to cut her bindings with it, because as you know, blade of the red veil is exceedingly sharp.
Yeah.
So it's
I
really,
take that from her.
really hard to deal with. She has this very nice, brilliant red cape cloak around her. Then you're like, fucking Crimson Bride, whatever.
I do think it's kind of badass.
Yeah, it looks good, but it's also like, get over your motif. But and she has this silver wedding ring on her finger. It looks like
What? She's married?
Married at all times.
just she's at least wearing a ring on that finger.
Whoa.
Cool.
Okay.
Well, there's two things. I think for this, the robe, the random ball bearings.
The ball bearings, her little like cape thing is going to be hard to get off, so it's like whatever. And her like string and a bell, who cares? That kind of stuff.
You take the chest piece necklace and I put it back around her neck.
Okay.
And I say, you can just keep that. It's a fashion choice. It's a boy.
She's gagged, but you see the very corners of her mouth turn upwards into what would be a smirk if she wasn't effectively like ball gagged by Zill when he tied her up.
Nice.
Oh,
Like you pretty much stuffed.
okay. And I take the blade of the red veil. And I throw it as hard as I possibly can overboard.
All right, make a athletics check.
This is gonna be embarrassing.
A 6. You throw it, and in the process, she kicks your foot as best she can. Is she still?
Yes.
How long does it last?
It's up for a minute.
It's up for a minute. It would take you more than a minute to loot all of the stuff from her and do all of it.
Alright,
So she does the best because her feet are tied.
She's tied.
Yeah, but she can try with her knee or anything. I'm playing out the role. It's fine. Don't worry. But so basically,
tied her, she wouldn't be able to.
yeah. So she's doing what she can. She's doing what she can to try to trip you up to not lose it, and in the process, you throw it, and it hits the sand and sticks, maybe 3 or 4 feet off the side of the boat. The handle up to the night sky as it slowly begins to break to dawn. She just kind of looks up, glaring at you.
Oh yeah, where's that smirk now? Oh, come on, please smile. Your interior decoration taste is for shit. I just thought you should know that. I am living in your house.
She kind of rolls her eyes.
Every painting.
Down.
What did you gag you and tell me? Me and Me and the party captures the villain and then tells her interior taste. Shit. Bill, have you revealed like retying bonds, or are we just gonna leave her?
Oh, I immediately went back to sleep.
Yo, you went back to sleep?
Oh, immediately, yeah.
Okay, so she is currently pulling the gag off of her mouth because she's free.
Oh, shit.
How is she?
She let her, well, wait a minute. Did you cut her binds or no?
No.
I thought for some reason that you had. So yes, so she cannot get out. She just kind of struggles weakly against the ropes. For some reason, I thought you had cut it, and I remembered wrong.
Oh my god.
I just
No.
told her shit.
So you stole her shit and taunted her, and she rolled her eyes and is just kind of trying to pull as much as she can.
Hold on, I think I have an item here. This is not going to be directed at Belladonna. I am going to throw something at Bill.
Wait. Come right there.
It's
Don't even
because of
worry about
dynamite.
Oh, no.
I was like,
I take a quill from my inventory.
Oh.
oh no. Oh,
Okay.
no. Oh no.
All right. You just make an athletics check if you're going to throw it at him.
This is gonna also be bad. Let's see if I can hit Bill with it. And no,
With a 6, you throw a feather, and it goes, and then falls 2 feet from you onto the ground, just kind of floating down. It's heavier because it's a quill, but it's also like baseline a feather, and you're like, shit. Guess I could have seen that coming. Belladonna in the background, you just hear her going with the gag in her mouth.
She is a terrible bitch.
I decide to fuck everybody else on board and I yell, Bill!
You're all awake now.
Ah.
Yes.
This is pretty much at the end of the watch, so you would all be up around this point now. Anyway. You all have a long rest now.
Oh, thank God.
She yells, "Zill!" and you start
Right,
awake.
Still now, I don't. Would that?
No, that would have ended. You might be. Let's put it that way.
Okay. It's like what?
What part of redo her binds did you not understand?
Oh, I understood perfectly. I didn't do it because guess what? I don't have any more rope.
I throw my rope and go fucking do it.
From 2 feet away, just and you just get hit by a like heavy spaghetti, and it's
It's like,
Fine. I trudge over there. I'm just like, look, these bitches want me to tie you a bitch up, so I'm gonna have to do that, and you're just gonna have to like it, and you're not gonna be able to talk because I gagged you. So, apologies for that. But I really don't give a shit. And I start tying her back up. I'm just like, is there anything else you want me to do while I'm still here?
tie her up better.
I want to point out I tied her up very well, thank you.
let go her weapons on her.
Everybody else was standing around there. They could have easily have seen that she had weapons on her. It wasn't my full responsibility.
Okay, to be fair, we didn't think about that. So.
I said everybody else was around me while I was doing this, so they could have taken her weapons as well.
I think we were too upset about the fact that she fucking outsmarted us that we forgot.
Great. Well, I tie her up, and I make sure that everything is nice and tight, and I really, really tie her hands to her feet, so that way she can't do anything.
All right.
No, roll over. Pull the dagger out of the deck of the boat.
It was still there. Yeah.
I'm gonna look at it.
All right.
Is there any?
What's it say?
Flame Master.
Ooh, spicy.
Is there any
Yeah.
other of her items just chilling in the back? Or does
Nothing that, I mean, Sudih currently has all the rest of her stuff otherwise. But you notably can see that there are infernal runes that say that, as it's the name. But you also see more runes there that don't have, specific language sense versus they do something else.
Probably change a bit. I go over to the side of the deck and I'm just like, well, can I at least have a peaceful morning just looking out at the sunset? Or sunrise, not sunset. It's morning time!
In my belt.
Just
You walk over to you, and we would just about be like,
yeah, this is my time!
we're on a small boat together, you don't get time.
You literally can go to the front of the boat! You stood right next to me, meaning you got something to say, so say it!
You stand up and you get all hyped up. Oh my. Then I walk away.
I'm just fuming. I'm just my nose is twitching, my ears are tingling, and it's just
You said you wanted your time.
For the record, you're better than the last guy.
I look over the boat. What is that sticking out of the sand?
You can see the curved sword that Belladonna was wielding. You don't have more context than that, and then you're like, that's Belladonna's sword.
I'll go and I try to reach for it.
His hand and pull it back like,
Hey! What?
that sword? I see.
Was it dipped in sriracha and spices? I like spicy food.
It's a goddess sword, and if the goddess doesn't like you, it hurts you really bad.
Oh, so I don't.
Touchy the.
Well, how to get overboard if all our stuff was still on there? Someone had to have touched it.
Can I take
I mean,
some?
probably Sudih. Sudih probably touched it.
Can I take
Used to be Sudih's sword before Belladonna came
and
and
I
tried to kill us.
But then, so
You want to try? You want to get off as she's holding him back to pick up the sword?
I'm gonna pick it up with some cloth. I'm gonna wrap it in some cloth so that
Okay.
so we don't.
It's easy enough because you grab it by the handle.
Yeah.
You can feel it kind of humming. Just that you feel this malicious anger as you pick it up, and it kind of throws you off. But you pick it up and you wrap it up, and it's like this low bass hum dissipates. It gets muffled and you guys can't hear it anymore. And pretty much all of you realize that you had been, without noticing, hearing this low the whole way through the rest of the night.
Okay. Cool. Good thing we did this now, I guess.
What's doing, Sloth?
I'm wrapping it up so I'm not tempted to touch it with our bare hands. Is there a little chest or something on the boat?
There are little storage cubbies and
Yeah, my
things.
just a storage cubby.
Yeah, easily enough where the water barrel was. You can stick it down into there.
Tuck in some of the acid.
Put it down.
acid.
I don't want to put it in the acid. I just want to put it.
If you were to look, anything that was holding acid, by now, the acid has burned through.
Cool. I'm pretty sure we don't have it.
Yeah, noticeably, there is a scorch mark down the one side of Belladonna where her water skin was. And there's a noticeably burned hole in her water skin.
Is our barrel still full of acid?
You spent both of your barrels, and then you had a third that you made with spicy chicken water.
The spicy
And
water.
as you go to move the barrel, the bottom has been burnt out. The bottom, metal band is totally corroded. And as you start to move it, it's really light. And then you look, and it is a burnt little hole in the deck of the ship.
Oh,
Didn't burn all the way through, but definitely is, not good for it.
That's great.
X kind of notices and falls to her knees and goes, "What have we done?"
scorch marks. I can't.
I'm so sorry.
It's just cosmetics. We can fix it.
Fix it. Fix Yolanda.
Not right now.
Yolanda! I thought
It's Yolanda now.
you said it was. Okay, Yolanda.
Yeah. Fix her.
Okay.
Somebody fix her. I don't care who. Somebody fix her.
I cast minor illusion just to make it look nice for now, so she doesn't. So
And then we
X
put
doesn't have
the
a
barrel
heart attack.
back on top of it.
She-
No.
she-
We keep the barrel.
so you do the minor illusion.
Yeah.
I can. So she has to have a high enough passive intelligence to notice that it's a thing versus your spell save DC.
No,
As far as she's concerned, it's been fixed. Still, I knew.
Actually, you know, does anyone have a bit of fleece? Cause there's a material component to
Yeah.
to my
Oh
minor
yeah. So you
illusion.
can't. Yeah.
No, I don't have fleece. Do
I
anyone have
no help
fleece?
here. I could only make it worse. I could make the whole bigger.
We don't need it. bigger.
So, we hitting the road.
Yeah, let's onward to the capital again.
Go back to Shadeside.
Yeah.
It's the capital.
All right. Fine. Two of you get on the sail.
What are you mad about it?
Not mad.
You're over there being grumpy as shit.
Not mad.
Are you upset that we didn't kill her?
No.
What is it?
I
You seem
would
different.
but tell me before I just find out
Don't
on
you
my own.
dare read my mind.
Oh, wait.
Hey, I'm giving you the courtesy of letting you know before I do it.
That's right. She can read minds. You should probably just tell her.
Two of you get on the sails. She kind of walks off towards the wheel.
Well, we can always try.
I don't feel like it's. I'm not bothered enough by her grumpiness that I want to make her that mad.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Actually,
You're probably right. You're probably right.
All right.
things are getting close to see.
You make your way over the course of the day. You have relatively smooth travel. For the sake of this is along the Zoranis mountain range, and you guys have been in the area long enough, especially this specific kind of an area, that you know that you're skirting the edge of a relatively dangerous territory, but you're in like the no man's land in between. So you're mostly okay. Anything that's too dangerous, X tends to alert you to. With Sudih's higher wisdom and ability to spot things, as well as Celeste, and pretty much any of you keeping an eye out at all times, and keeping an eye on Belladonna, nothing seems to go awry. So, for the sake of things, you end up making it back by the next nightfall, back to around where that first tower was, where all the people in the dark were watching you. And you can choose as night falls if you want to be there, if you want to try to push further on or out or wherever you want to be. But you know that you're about to fall into the area known as the Spirit Sands.
Yeah, I don't think we should camp for tonight. Or at least we should try to go a little bit further away. What are you guys thinking?
Well, we were fine the last time we stayed here. Yeah, nothing bad really happened. We could stay here.
Yeah, you're pretty much hugging the edge of the mountain range at this point, so you're between the mountain range and the tower if that's where you want to be. Which is where you were before.
And why are we hugging mountain range and that's fine?
So, you take your watch. Do you give Belladonna any food or water over the course of the day?
We probably should.
Maybe a little water so she doesn't dehydrate and die.
Yeah.
It's easy enough if you have magic to collect water. At the moment, all of your water was turned to acid.
I'm super happy.
So, you have the ability with some of your magics to be able to use it. Yeah, so you're able to make some water. If you ungag her so as not to waterboard her,
What? No, we should totally rock them.
you drown her alive in her gag.
No.
You
We can bring her back to life.
you give her water and she drinks desperately, and then just kind of wipes her mouth as best she can on her shoulder. Just kind of looks. So what now?
I put the gag right the fuck
What do you? And just kind of goes back on.
Good idea.
I don't want to hear her talk.
I don't think any of us want to.
So
We ask the questions around here. Sorry.
she rolls her eyes heavily.
You want to communicate. Nope, you wanted it. It's a yes. Or
Shakes her head no.
no, you don't want to communicate?
Just keeps shaking it with this smile.
Well,
Once you stop shaking it.
She tries to fight it and just can't necessarily.
well, it's fine. We're almost, to where we need to be. Getting an answer to their questions. Bye-bye.
At this point, you're maybe a day's journey. Maybe a half a day's journey at this point from where the tower is. It's not all that far. So, you take your watches. For ease with this, your watches go uneventfully because you're out of the range of this group. And slowly they do continue to amass. You're a little bit further away than last time, knowing what you would know about the area. You're a little further away from the tower, and you see them in the distance forming this long line once again. Those of you with dark vision can spot it. They're just walking slowly out and forming this mysterious long line along a seemingly imaginary line in the sand. And you just kind of, it's unnerving, but you know that they don't seem to come past that point. They don't do much. They just are ominous. And so you ignore it for the most part. Keep an eye on Belladonna. She's tied up. She has nothing to try to get away, so she's kind of there. Then she sleeps every here and there as you travel. But whenever she's awake, she's glaring. She's glaring at anyone she can make eye contact with, but otherwise you notice she's specifically glaring, just staring daggers at Sudih.
Sounds about right.
What?
You know what you did.
I don't know him. I'm innocent.
I'm just a baby.
Just a bubble. Morning comes, you continue on your way. Sudih, the sand here is getting to be more and more familiar. There's an extreme salt in the air. This kind of iodine smell of you as you kind of catch it on the breeze, and it's familiar and smells somewhat like home. It's comforting. You're back in the Dune Valley Breach. Over the next couple hours, you make your way back to the city of Shadeside. I made it Shadeside and didn't think about that. I was like, fuck, that's gonna be hard.
She-shall, but she-shall and Shadeside.
You make your way to the city of Shadeside easily enough over the course of the day. At that point, you dock within the kind of Volra clan docking area in the barrens of the city, and X immediately grabs a nearby guard and says, "You need to fix Yolanda right now." And with a 16 intimidation check, the guard just kind of nods and goes off to collect people to fix your ship. And you have the opportunity to do whatever the fuck you want with Belladonna in the city of Shadeside.
Probably take her to the Sheldon.
Yeah.
That seems like the wise thing to do.
So, yes. Yeah.
Okay.
That's the one there.
You thought better of it.
I was trying to decide whether or not it would be metagame. So, I'm deciding to keep my mouth shut.
Okay.
Right? That's a good idea?
I mean,
Looking to the DM?
yeah, dude. You're right.
You
You know what I
can
was about to say, right?
no,
Yeah, you do.
and not in any way.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good, but I don't read minds.
It's something that you told me.
Just in general, things that you would know.
No.
I've told you things that you would know, which is that you might have a challenge with the political game from here.
Would I know that, though?
You would have some idea that bringing her to trial with the new Sultan-elect might be a political ripple effect.
That's what I'm
So
So,
you would have some way of knowing that. Because, like, Sudih is currently wearing the indicator of I am new royalty around her head. So, like, it's not hard to notice.
well, she could take it off, though, for the meantime, right?
You try to convince her to take it off.
That's true. Okay, then I say, we should definitely take her, but maybe not leave. You know, like, maybe if we send her with somebody, or like, leave her at the, with some guards, then we don't have to physically be there, and then the king doesn't find out about.
But the king's the one who sends us to make Sudih the next.
Yeah. She's not a baby living
Yeah.
on a doorstep and just running away and turning tail.
I feel like they should also be like, yo, king, we did mission 1 and 2. Look how cool we are.
Well, I guess that is true. The king does want to
He wants Belladonna and
He-
wants Sudih to be the
He brought up
I
to
like
Sudih
that.
that he wants someone to take his place so that he cannot be a part of the game anymore. And he specifically said, take the Belladonna and bring her back. But you guys were asked specifically by the Sultan and the
I forgot about that.
Ramont Collective to help deal with the slaver situation.
Yeah, we need to.
We'll still do that.
do that.
but
Yeah.
drop off the dangerous lady.
Yeah,
Alright,
it's up to you guys. Whatever you want to do.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Let's drop her off. Be like, look, we did our thing.
did our
Where's the paper at?
So, what you doing?
Yeah, let's go.
You're standing in the Barrens right now with Belladonna still tied to your mast.
I have a quick question for the group.
Yas.
So, I just thought of a crazy idea.
This is not.
It's
Either really entertaining or really stupid. Here we go.
So,
Go on.
So here's the thing, right? There's a lot of people probably in the courts who have mind-reading abilities, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And we don't necessarily need Belladonna spilling shit about other colleagues she might have, right?
Why would we give a crap about our other colleagues?
Because it could come back to haunt us.
What other colleagues would it be?
I have no idea, but
I
if
don't know for people. We ain't done shit with this bit.
Okay, shut. Ignore what you're saying right now and just hear me out. So here's what we do. Okay? We grab that little fillet knife, whatever the thing is. We cut out that bitch's tongue.
What is the foot back?
Yeah. We cut out that bitch's tongue and we just say, hey, we cut out her tongue. She no longer has verbal component spells that she can use. We cut off her hands. She can't use somatic anymore and no more material. And then they can just mind read her and probe her mind and then make her a vegetable.
Let's walk in with her bleeding out of fresh wounds.
We cauterize them. You're good at fire.
We got her all the way here intact and then we named her.
No, you cauterize
So
the
that
wounds
she
with your
can-
fire.
That makes us look way more suspicious.
No. They said no. They said bring her back alive. We're bringing her back alive. Didn't it say anything about having battle scars or battle wounds?
You know, it looked like they had healed for the 2 days we were traveling.
We cauterized them!
And
No
then,
fire!
fresh fire wounds still look different than healed fire wounds.
As probably true.
They're gonna notice we just did it, they're not idiots, and then we're gonna look so fucking suspicious.
X kind of pipes up. You read minds, right?
Yeah, I do.
How many people have you met that can read yours back?
A few? Probably? I don't know.
That weren't a magical creature.
Oh, like, no. I think we're good. They're like, calm down. We're not cutting out our tongue. Speaking of which, though,
I'll still do it.
good,
No.
good thought. My
It's
team.
just a thought.
It's a good idea. I still want to do it.
Yeah, I know you want to do it. I would let you do it if they went with it.
If they say it's cool, am I allowed to do this?
No.
No, X, we're not cutting out our tongue.
Let's do
If that's
that.
cool with
Dolphin
it.
say it's cool? Sure.
Yeah.
I'll keep it as a snack if he says it's cool.
Okay,
No,
whatever.
oh my god.
I'm gonna walk over to Belladonna
That's fucking
and
nasty.
detect thoughts. Just while we're fucking here, why the fuck
Detect
not?
thoughts.
Why the fuck not?
All right.
Honestly,
Her-
I've got a free one every day. Let's do it, bitch.
Her current surface level thoughts are basically just I'm surrounded by idiots.
Yep.
But she's currently surface level thoughts, frustrated, angry,
Yeah.
and there's a second voice.
What does this voice sound like?
It sounds, you haven't heard it before, but it's a different woman's voice, and it just kind of deep and rich otherwise, with the kind of bass tone of anger about how before the day is out, Sudih needs to die.
Oh shit.
She doesn't
Okay.
care how the Belladonna does it, she needs to die.
Oh,
Okay, cool. We're gonna throw the pieces up.
All right.
Roll that saving throw.
What's the save?
15.
15 wisdom?
Wisdom.
Okay.
Yeah.
No.
Fuck yeah. What are the people?
Her deeper thoughts are a contingency on a contingency on a contingency of a contingency of trying to escape,
Plan within plan bullshit.
where she's trying her damnedest to reconcile new information of how she can best try to get away from you, Chucklefucks, and kill Sudih in the process. And the problem that she keeps running into is that the other voice keeps shutting her down when she's like, I could try to get out my bindings, I could try to run, and then I could disappear, and I can flee the country if I really need to. And then the voice just goes, no, kill Sudih. And that plan is just out the window because it's, nope, she has to die. That is the end goal.
So look there. First of all, we may be a little disorganized, but we are not idiots. Oh, there's several guys speaking super once to try to get away from us. Cool.
Okay.
Interesting. There's some voices. I mean, it really wants Sudih dead. So Sudih, if she gets free, she's gonna try to kill you. This voice is very, very insistent that you die like today. Yep.
That's kind of normal, actually.
That's right.
For the record, Belladonna, I have not known these people for very long, so we cool, right?
Just glares at you.
Yeah. You're not cool.
Okay, well, how are we gonna get her to the castle?
So I just find
Well, she's pretty kind of
and
in hot touch, so I feel like X is picturesque and we just. Well,
X, also be careful. Her neck is attached to those ropes. It
Can
would
we
snap
also
her
have
neck
her
if you're not
tied?
careful. We want her alive.
And I suppose that would be a bad thing.
Yes, it would.
Or
Very
do we
much
need a
so.
mode of transportation?
Well, we could have her tied to, like, have another rope that's tied to the bindings.
Can you be a horse?
Yeah, that's why I said, do we need a mode of transportation?
Take the bindings off her neck, tie her to the back of the horse, and ride.
That it's so much dirtier. Oh,
Yeah! Yeah, that could have came out differently.
I'm gonna throw the next to this goddamn horse I can.
Fuck
X
yeah, man.
cuts the binds that hold her neck and her feet together and leave her hands bound at the wrists behind her back and then her ankles tied, and then she just hops on your back and ties the rope around her own waist.
First, 'cause I don't know how to get off the boat. I got forced.
I mean, you jump, but you get off, and she pretty much ties the rope around her own waist so that as you ride on, you're dragging her across the sandstone tile of the entire city.
Oh, Belladonna's not on me.
No, she was being dragged behind you all.
Oh,
Because that's what X said.
X is on me. and-
Yep.
Oh, okay. It's tied to X.
X just kind of grabs your mane to hold on and holds the rope with the other hand.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look around. Are we ready?
She says in,
Ready?
in her head.
Everybody?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're ready.
Jogging with her?
Somebody make a perception check for me.
Can I give it advantage?
Not now. We got one. What you got?
Oh, well, I mean, I guess, well,
You already rolled.
we rolled at the same time, so
Okay, I'll let both of you roll for it. What you both got?
I don't. The perception?
Yes.
I got a 7.
A 7.
Oh.
All right.
Was I the second person to roll?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I got 21.
A 21. You don't notice this because you're too busy talking to Belladonna like, please, I am totally chill. Don't fuck me up if you do decide to get out, as she's being dragged. And Sudih, you're kind of half laughing like, this is what you get, bitch. As you kind of learn and look and see like 3 or 4 of the Vora clan guards that you can see that are just watching and waiting.
That's great.
And they see Belladonna when their eyes go wide. And
These
then
are the guys she like hired to try to kill.
they turn and they see you and they see the crown on your head. And they just kind
You're
of
like,
squint.
hear you.
They see the crown on your head. And they just kind of squint their eyes trying to figure it out. And you can see they're confused and trying to figure it out. Like, what? What happened?
Usually when I hit my head and I kind of like nod and go,
One of them just in the background kind of gives you another thumbs up, and his friend just kind of smacks him over the shoulder, just puts his hand away and just glares.
Wait, that sounded like a poker ante. It's just like, I see your confusion and raise you a hubris. Pointing to the ground.
So you begin to make your way through the city. This is an extremely noticeable big moment. You're going through the different wards of the city at this point, dragging Belladonna with you.
Heck yeah, this is a proud moment for us.
As you go, I'm sure at this point you're probably not at full gallop. You're doing this haughty trot.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure, like the cockiest horse you've ever seen.
For sure.
Yeah, you're just totally owning it, and you're all kind of walking in a loose formation. Otherwise, just kind of watching Belladonna, and then watching the crowd begin to form along the edges of the streets. Commoners, artisans, people watching. There's a woman carrying apples on a basket on her shoulder and kind of holding the hand of a young little boy. And the little boy points, and she kind of goes to like push his hand down with her hand, drops a bunch of apples, and they roll into the street and hit Belladonna in the face. You continue to walk on. Yes.
I'll just be telling Belladonna my story. Like my
If you want. You all...
I'm just word vomiting at her, being just like, yeah, so this is like this, and blah blah blah, and you know, this and this. It's just like, and then I had, a slew of boyfriends, and she probably just look at me, just like, stop.
You
Alexis.
you can all hear as he goes. You get 2 apples that are heavily bruised and covered in sand.
Well, I brush it off and I go back to the
Okay.
little boy.
Okay, you do that, and the little boy says something in Karakian to you and waits for a response. You just kind of nod.
You don't know the rocket. You just 3 of us that know it.
You just kind of nod.
And I
Turn away.
I pat his head and I walk away.
And the woman just kind of nods, confused, and pushes the little boy onward. The little boy just keeps saying something and calling something back to you. So you have no idea what he's saying.
Yeah.
But you all are entertained and enthralled at this point as Zill tells his life story to Belladonna, who at this moment he gets to it and he's like, I've had a slew of boyfriends, and she goes, oh! And just with the gag in her mouth, she can't do anything else. And she just, as she goes, she's getting rocked back and forth. She kind of gets dragged on her face every now and then.
My life story. You're being dragged behind a horse right now.
Yeah.
I'm at least trying to make it somewhat bearable, giving you a story.
There's
generous.
there's a
and
slight-
you want to groan.
There's a slight blood trail as she has beat her head backwards into the stone.
Nice.
And is leaving a little bit of a blood trail behind. Because she's like, make it fucking stop! So...
Still doesn't know this.
No!
And he just sees the blood and he's just like, is it her time of the month?
Oh... The horse
Not
turns.
you.
The entire crowd is watching at this point.
Not you. Keep walking.
Would you like one of those angry horse snorts? Yeah.
Just kind of move on.
Anyway, so if I can actually just like, can I point out some of my boyfriends that I've seen in the street?
you start pointing out people.
Like, yeah, so it's like,
And
it's
you
like
see-
him, he's an X, he's a super X, but he also is like, DTF, but I don't do that anymore. That guy over there, her husband, but we don't talk about that when she's around.
You see a woman overhear this and just look at her husband that's next to him, next to her, and he goes, and just kind of turns and walks off.
Ooh, can't ruin that marriage, okay? What about that, Jerry?
And it's just, yeah, the Karakian named Jerry.
No, okay, so what's a karaoke name that we can use?
just anything. So either way, you make your way through the town. You're noticing these as Zilla's talking to people, and there's a crowd gathering, and you see a number of different guards. Now you would know, especially you, Sudih and Zill. These guards are from various clans. Each ward is protected by each individual clan's guards there. They are effectively in charge of keeping the peace within their own jurisdiction. And as you pass from ward to ward towards the palace, all these guards are just kind of following and watching. And as you get to the very edge of the wall for the palace of Shadeside, as you're going to head into the central district of the city called the Desert Emerald, the guards at the gate look at you coming and do a double take, trying to figure out like a good section of like 2 or 3 wards worth of people have gotten the news where it's full on Morpheus is fighting Neo, and they run to catch up and see what's going on. And there's a small crowd of people following you as you make your way to the palace. And they stop you, and this one man just kind of looks up at X and looks to the rest of you and looks at the horse and looks at Belladonna, and Azil just telling a life story, and he's sitting there incredulous and confused, and he's what is your business?
Is it not obvious?
No.
Then it really isn't any of your business, is it?
Do you have business within the palace?
I wonder.
Send a message to City. The Sultan asked us to do a thing. We're back. Get us to the palace, City. Don't just be a prick for the guards.
She sighs, knowing Lambda's right. Business in the palace.
Then I suppose it is my business.
Sorry.
You say from the corner.
Gesture at Belladonna, who is wishing she had perished. And I say, we have a problem that the Sultan is going to be extremely happy that we have found a solution for.
And you are?
Fatima.
Tell them your real name, baby. Help that. Oh my god.
Wait here. The Sultan will receive word, and we will hear if we are permitted to allow you into the inner district. And you kind of get stuck waiting there.
That's fucking hilarious.
And
I turn. I peek my head. I'm just like, Chikard! Hey, I know you. I know this god. He was the man that I slept with. Bullshitting my way through this. Just like, hey.
Fuck.
What would I make? Please be something I reps really high.
Make an intimidation check.
Hey, okay then.
Just threatening to spread a lie about him to every one of his coworkers who are all around you.
Oh, that's sad.
It's a 9.
A 9? I bet you wish.
Oh, wait. Hold on. Okay. I can cast that will, and I can cast Friends. For the duration, you have advantage on all charisma checks.
Okay.
Directed at a creature of your choice that isn't hostile towards you. When the spell ends, the creature realizes that you use magic to influence it, though, but it becomes hostile. So, maybe not.
No.
Okay.
We won't do that, never mind. It's just a 9.
We can just get him in the palace, dude.
I bet you wish, bunny boy.
Literally here to keep him.
Yeah, you're not who I thought you were. Never mind, forget what I was saying. Anyway, so Belladonna. So all those other men that I was talking about, I go back to
You wait.
I just start talking to her now about
You wait like 5-10 minutes, and you start to overhear the crowd behind you. They're like a good, like couple hundred feet behind you, not wanting to get too close to the inner district of the city, but a few people are talking, and you can hear like Karakian speech. Those of you that can speak it, people are speculating as to what's going on. These are bounty hunters. Oh god, there must be this criminal on the loose. Not anymore. Haha, that kind of thing. But then after roughly 10 or so minutes, another guard comes running back up and talks to the one that's been talking to you. And he turns around and says, "We know not of a Fatima,
Tell them you're real better.
but the Sultan seems to be expecting a specific group. You are perhaps the Crimson Tide?"
Yes. The horse vigorously not.
yes.
Yeah, we are not.
Yeah, we are.
That's nodding.
I suppose we were warned about you. And just kind of gestures to let you into the inner district. You make your way in, and as you begin to make your way in, you see carriages. Now, this is a relatively small inner district. This is like 6 mansions, and then a palace at the center with the gardens and stuff like that. But all of the plant life is brown and very clearly in need of watering, with empty fountains that are going into disrepair at this point. You would know these from the last time. These would normally have water, but the Sultan has been redistributing the resource across everybody in the city, not just to power the fountains and the gardens of the elite, which, worthy enough, has not earned him any points with the people that want them. Basically, you see carriages going from the front door area of one of these mansions to your left and another one to your right, and then past on the other side in this kind of almost octagon shape. And you end up kind of watching as somebody gets loaded in. A few guards begin to follow it as it very slowly makes its way up the road, maybe 300 to 400 feet to the front of the palace, where the person then gets out and then gets like brought up the stairs otherwise into the palace. And you're kind of like, oh my god, they got a ride to go next door. And you kind of are like, holy shit. Yeah, so it's like, okay, I guess they are living in a mansion. And you continue your way on, following these people inwards as you make your way towards the throne room. The guards begin to escort you on your way in. Would you like to remain in horse form?
No.
No?
No, once we get there, I'd be like, tell X, get off.
I'm surprised you don't do like the standing up.
X is not that wise. She doesn't get it.
Are we gonna turn back into being like shoot out?
you shrink back down to Lemba as X goes, whoa, and just kind of falls, and you just kind of stand up and he goes boom under her butt.
I tried to warn you, dude.
I don't know.
Why didn't you just tell her telepathically to get off your back?
Yeah.
You say I'm not the smart one all the time.
Whatever. We'll just head in. You kind of make your way inwards towards the throne room. The guards take you into this throne room. It's familiar. It's got the weird tile. Each tile has a red dot and then a number of different kind of black dots. And they shift every now and then. As you enter, knowing that this is how it works, you watch as a black dot appears with you underneath your feet and travels with you across the floor. All except for Sudih, who at this moment has 3 red dots below her.
Ooh.
Why do I have 3 red dots below me?
You make your way in, and you make your way across the long throne room where you see 6 extremely old looking people, variety of different races. You see open seats along the side and 2 podiums set on either side of the main walkway in. A number of guards flank the Sultan Hadid Kabar Sandblaze as he sits on his throne. He sits and looks at you all and nods as he sees Sudih with the golden auric laurel around her head. He bursts out into a wide grin and stands. Oh, the Crimson Tide. It is good to see you safely returned. And with this treasonous conspirator drug behind you, very literally. I am also pleased that you have found the hidden oasis and gained your own revelation. But that is, I suppose, a matter for a later moment. The task at hand is to undertake the trial of the current Belladonna Brunard, as you have said.
That is her name?
Yes. Well, I would hope that in the course of this, and perhaps after, that you would be willing to enlighten the court as to the circumstances you traveled under, or at the very least, after the trial is complete, share your experience with me. I wish very much to speak with an individual that has undergone the same trials, at least seemingly the same trials, as this would be a unique experience.
I believe we can have a breakdown, yes.
Yes. But, first matters at hand. And he kind of claps his hands, and a number of unseen kind of servants in Karakian garb just kind of push the chairs forward and gesture for you all to sit down. You are all granted the ability there to find a comfortable cushioned seat while Belladonna is placed by the guards on the ground on her knees at the center of the room between you all and the individuals across from you. Now, what you are seeing, you are looking straight forward at Belladonna in the middle of this throne room facing the Sultan. You are seeing just beyond her 6 individuals attended by rough-looking bodyguards and a number of guards strewn out across the entire rest of the room. I will show you what this actually looks like. But you see what you would know to be Sudih, at least, and very likely Zil based off of context clues for dress and other things like that. You see the clan elders of each of the different clans. What you notice is that it is a weird mix. Like, Karakian bloodlines are relatively variable based on how things tend to go. But what you notice is that, if I can hit the transition button, there we go. What you see, and I will rotate, is an elven woman all the way to the far left, dressed in very fine, officious clothing. She is seemingly young, but you know that that can be misleading for elves, because elves live for a very long time. Beside her, you see a dwarven man. He is also very old looking, and you know that dwarves, while not as long lived as elves, typically live longer than most humans. It is unlikely that any of these individuals are as young as they would appear. To his immediate kind of left-hand side, going along the line, is you see another elven woman in kind of this black and yellow robes. Sudih, you know this to be Vora clan attire. And X just kind of nods to the woman, who doesn't respond at all. But you know her to be the Vora clan elder. Next, you see a human man, an old human man, the one that spoke with you before, Sudih. Seemingly the head of the Mahmud clan. He is the clan elder, he is human, and he has a very wide and very nice smile to him. Just kind of the nice old grandpa style, where you're like, oh yeah, he seems like a nice guy. You know, he wants nice things, sure. But you can't help but realize that none of these people are here just for fun. They're here for a job. To his left, you see another human individual, a human woman, in kind of this blue and white dress. Not necessarily dress, but in robes and with a headpiece on, to kind of denote more of a Karakian style. You don't necessarily know who she is right away. And then all the way on the very end, looking from your guys' side, on the very right-hand side, is a halfling woman. And she just kind of sits there in this brown and cream-colored clothing with a staff. And just kind of sits. And she looks relatively young as well, but halflings are also deceptive when it comes to their age, because they live fucking forever. So it doesn't necessarily mean anything. And you realize very quickly that this is all of the bloodline of the various clans. This is the heads and the leadership associated with each clan, including Sudih's own. These are the people that lobby for the Sultan to do different things. These are, in a sense, the ruling elite. Likely the people that have come from each of the mansions that you saw. The Sultan kind of turns and looks to all of you and extends his hands. He has a very fine kind of golden robe, golden and blue, and he just kind of smiles. I would thank you all for coming. We are here to address the trial of Belladonna Brunard, or perhaps another clan name, as she seems to be of clan blood, at least as we have been notified, as she was seemingly attempting the Relat Alway on her own. To introduce each individual that is here in the moment participating within the trial. This is the Crimson Tide. First, we have the shadowy, enigmatic, but quick and apparently adept Celeste.
Thank you.
Apparently it does.
Wow.
We have their shifter woman and enigma in her own, Lemba.
Shifter woman, I like that one.
That's cool. We call that before.
We have the soft-spoken and seemingly peace-loving Serenity, aptly named.
Big one.
We have another individual that we will return to in a moment. We have a silver dragonborn, as you can obviously see. A name simply called X. Adept with blades, very quick of wit, and blade in mind. But abilities, perhaps in other realms, otherwise unseen by the court so far. And we have Zil, seemingly a rabbit folk, a Herringon, a performer from within our very city that has undertaken a journey with these individuals. Finally, we have an individual that I requested to seek out the hidden oasis in an attempt to head this criminal off at the pass. An individual that in the process seems to have undertaken and succeeded her own Rilat Alway. She is of clan blood. She is of the Mahmoud clan. And the Mahmoud kind of clan elder nods proudly. He says,
Am I related to this man? Do you know if I'm related to him?
technically, yes.
Oh,
Like,
but I don't really recognize him, do I?
no. Your parents kept you relatively far away from clan politics. It wasn't...
Give him a little wave.
He just kind of nods. Sudih Mahmoud, or you prefer Velignacia?
Velignacia.
I see.
Better.
We shall discuss means of reconciling her experience with the court at a future date. But for the moment, we are here to levy the charges against Belladonna and address her crimes in and of itself. These crimes being conspiracy against the crown, treason, and the attempted murder of at least one clan-blooded citizen of the Wastes. You, the Crimson Tide, will act as the prosecution, having the most experience with Belladonna. And you, the elders, as you, the Crimson Tide, should be aware, will prove to question and seek clarity on your prosecution in an attempt to supply a fair trial, with myself being the judge. In this line, in going along the same line that we looked at before, in this line, we have Thalassa Kaisir, elven leader of the first Sea Clan. We have Durgan Akbari, the dwarven clan elder of the Brittlescar clan. We have, if I double check the name, Aradia Vora, leader of the Thunderspeakers Vora clan. X just kind of nods again, looking for a little bit of recognition, and this elven woman gives her fucking nothing. She's way too very clearly prideful, and not interacting at all. Then we have Ramiel Mahmoud. As Sudih, you have already met, you need no introduction. But he is the human clan elder of the Saltseers clan, of Sudih's blood. We then have Safia Moradi, the human clan elder of the Bluebow clan. And finally, we have Farah Kamali, the halfling clan elder of the Stonehold clan. They shall serve in their wisdom and experience to question you all as you bring forth charges, and we gain answers from the accused. Leave her bindings in place, remove the gag. The Sultan's guards kind of turn and pull the gag down, and her hair, straight up Azula at the very end when she's fucking insane, is down in her face, wet with blood and dirt and sand and just disgusting looking. And she just kind of looks up, and there's this crazed look in her eyes as the gag gets pulled off, and she just goes, "You would have me stand trial. You don't even know the crimes yet." And the Sultan puts his hand up. "We shall discuss your crimes as we operate through this trial. How this trial will work. Your argument strength goes from anywhere from 0 to 15. You start out at level 10.
Oh, it's one of these?
Yep.
Shit.
Every time that you bring forth a piece of evidence, you have a chance to raise your argument's strength.
Oh man.
Okay, so what are we?
So every time that you bring forth an argument, you will have the opportunity to strengthen your argument all the way up to 15 with a check. Basically, the only thing that matters here is how convincing you all are compared to how convincing or how intense the line of interrogation will be from the clan elders and from Belladonna herself.
So what are we trying to do?
You are trying to convince the Sultan that she is guilty of all crimes.
Belladonna.
Yes.
God.
So, we're going to take a break. 5 minutes, prepare your thoughts, and then we'll jump right into the trial. Coming back into the trial, you all have the opportunity to bring forth different arguments. If you have questions, I can allow you to make a check for history, religion, anything else that comes up. If you have different ideas for things, we can work on it. But opening arguments, there will be 6 rounds for you all to influence things.
I'm scared already.
Each one of you, or you can double up, has the opportunity to share experience, do whatever you want to do to prove that she is guilty of the stated crimes, and convince them with a counter argument to make sure that there is no, benefit of the doubt, that there is any chance that she is not guilty. That's what this is the clan elders are going to ask the questions that must be asked just to ensure that it's a fair trial. The official charges are conspiracy against the crown, treason, and the attempted murder of at least one clan-blooded citizen within the wastes.
That would have been Sudih, right?
Yeah, at least. And you don't know everything, but you know a lot of things. And you have history from before the Serac wastes.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, opening statements, who's taking it?
We start with the fact that she's a known serial killer.
Yeah, that.
Just have high performance. I could make the opening statement and then just
Yeah,
get
but you
back.
don't know shit.
You told me.
Oh,
You would have told me at least this stuff.
I'm gonna kill. Right. So, I'm gonna flash the opening statement. You ready for this shit?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
Alright.
right.
She's a known serial killer in the Vermont Empire.
Got it.
And I like give her some details.
Right.
Okay.
Just like Zill stands up. They're just like
That's good, I like it.
clan members. Sultan. I would like to make my opening statement and start off by saying that Belladonna has been a well-known serial killer within the Empire.
It's more than one empire.
It-
More than one empire.
right. I'm asking which one did
The
you say?
Vermont Empire. There's more
Vermont-
than one empire.
I want to know, no, I want to know which one you said. It was the Vermont.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. in the remote empire. My colleagues have a vast amount of information that they will get into from their own experiences before I came on, but I will let them explain in their own proper words, and you will hear further on all the other heinous crimes that this woman has done based on the evidence that we will bring forth. And I'm rolling performance because
You're rolling persuasion.
I'm rolling persuasion?
Yes, that's what this is about.
But I was just making a flashy opening.
Okay, so I will allow you to roll persuasion, or not persuasion, performance, if you would like.
Okay, my performance is 23.
Perfect.
But if you need persuasion as well,
You can choose.
that's also 23.
Okay.
So it's either one.
So choose performance or persuasion.
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 Yeah,
Okay.
we'll do persuasion.
All right. You end up making the statement. You spread your arms wide, and the clan kind of elders look at you. And then Belladonna just kind of turns and looks. And there's the crazy look in her eye.
That's right, bitch.
She kind of
I don't
sneers.
say that out loud. I'm just saying. In my head, I'm just saying it in my head. Okay.
The first clan member, the one that was all the way to the left, the clan elder, the first C clan leader, stands. Her elven kind of almost scholarly fine clothing, just kind of finding settlement on the tile. As she, you take your seat, and she says, answer this question, then perhaps it would be enlightening to understand why exactly a crime permitted within the remote empire is of any importance to the Karakian court.
Oh, do we have the answer? Okay, I now get what's happening.
Yeah.
I now get what's happening. Bill may not be smart. I'm also not that smart in real life. I did not realize that we were answering the question.
That's okay.
I'm on the same page. Let me go.
Okay, that is a valid point. You are right, it does not have much. It is merely to state the character of the person we are analyzing here. Just because she has come to your fine land does not mean that her ways have changed. As just the other day, she attempted to murder all of us within the Southwest Day. Retell the story of her trying to murder us!
There you go. For yours, roll your own persuasion check.
Oh, damn.
This is a back and forth as we go. They ask a question, you rebut. They ask a question, on back and forth.
Nat 20.
Nat 20?
24, Nat 20.
That's nice.
Ooh.
That's nice.
All right. This woman sits down and the dwarf stands up. You speak to her character, but perhaps it is unknown to you the character of the individuals that seem to run the Serac Wastes. While murder is typically frowned upon, it is not outside of the history of the ruling class of the city to partake in this grievous crime. Our previous Golden Lord, as he rests to this day, led this nation with a strong will and a stronger fist. While I did not always agree with his practices, I do have to admit that it was, at the very least, in the past, normal, or at the very least, not abnormal, for an individual with strong convictions to back them up with the will of a blade, as seemingly you all have, bringing her to bear within the court.
Morality of murder, or are we arguing that she committed it?
We are arguing whether or not she has committed the crimes that have been levied against her. Conspiracy, treason, and the attempted murder of a clan blood. You seek to prove that she...
It may.
You seem to...
Murder in the past has been good or cool or not.
You speak to her murdering non-clan bloods, which is of no importance to the crimes that she has levied against her.
Oh, that's murder Sudih too. Sudih is of clan blood.
We'll get to
Did I
that.
not make that clear in my story? I apologize.
No, but she's a precedent. She has killed before, she will kill again.
Very well. He sits back down.
Nailed it.
Who takes the next argument?
I think Sudih should. Sudih, you should tell him about her plot to become the Sultan. Yes. Sudih!
Well, I whispered a lot. There's nothing wrong with becoming the Sultan.
Yeah, but she wants to take over the country. She does.
Yes,
You can keep working for her about it. You have the most experience with this. She wants your turn.
Jeremiah, I need a bit of a word
Yeah.
thing here.
Yes.
She attempted to become Sultan through completely, like, kosher and normal means.
No.
Correct.
She attempted to become the Sultan without going through the proper channels, just by undertaking the Relat all the way without any other sort of backup. When you undertook it, you got the blessing, you did everything. You went through the proper channels because the Sultan made sure you did. She just was like, I'm gonna become the next ruling class. Woo! And just fucked off to the desert. So
Who gave me the blessing. They're not in the room with us now, are they?
they are.
They are.
Yeah, the clan elder of the Mahmud clan was the person that first administered the blessing with some of his assistants. Notably, the woman in blue, the other human elder, was also there, but the others were not.
Okay. So, is there a stand? Do I take the stand?
Yep, you can stand and take the podium.
I stand and I take the podium and I situate myself and I make sure that my oracle gleams in the light.
That's great.
And I say, the most significant crime that Belladonna is guilty of is not a crime of murder, wrong or right. It's the crime of disrespecting tradition and disrespecting the ways we should operate. The disrespect of the clan's blood, and our government has to know it. Undertakers will not away without the blessing. And I asked any of the clan's blooded members in the room with us today, has this woman ever approached any of you to have a blessing?
They kind of look at each other and just kind of stare. Make an insight check.
22.
22. 3 of them are very uncomfortable. The 2 elven women and the dwarven man are noticeably uncomfortable and kind of shift when you say, has Belladonna ever approached you?
I give them a point.
Yeah.
I decide to call them out.
Ooh.
I see members of the clan was looking shifty. Explain why this line of questioning seems to strike a chord.
You are to question us? The dwarf says. The kind of first see, Thalassus Kaisir, sits forward in her seat. It would do you well to understand the purpose of this trial. As we are not the individuals on trial at the moment, it would be wise of you to limit your questioning to the subject.
This is pertaining to the subject. You are interrupting the trial. You have evidence that you are not providing.
We would do no such thing. And the Mahmud clan elder that you know turns to them and says, you should speak. Information is information that can be provided by anyone. It is up to us to provide a fair trial. If you are unable to do so, the 3 of us and the remaining clan elders, will see to it that this trial is completed fairly on behalf of Belladonna and the Waste as a whole. They kind of sit for a moment. Those three on the end are really uncomfortable. You're not exactly sure why, but you can tell. He stands up, the leader of the Mahmoud clan. He stands up. Belladonna did not respect the traditions of the nation, and so it would seem, though we have potentially individuals of the clan elders that have some knowledge of her trial. As such, I would pose the question to Belladonna herself. Have you undertaken the blessing of the Relat Alway before your attempt to seek the hidden oasis and gain the wisdom within? You can make a persuasion check with advantage.
Can you make a persuasion check?
Yes, because you pretty much have your guy in your corner and he's backing you up.
All right. I'm really good at persuasion. I'm gonna go, motherfuckers!
Uh-oh.
Those twos?
They're both twos?
Both of them are two.
Okay.
I mean, but like, the persuasion, so it's a 13.
It's a 13. Okay.
No. Abby, Sudih, doubles. Roll again.
No.
Come on.
So basically,
Right.
it's worth a shot. I applaud the effort. Basically, that's a success, barely. But he kind of turns to Belladonna and she says, I have not undertaken the Relat Alway blessing, as I feared political repercussions from those that would seek to keep some sort of individual down. I am of clan blood. That is true. As such, I invoke the right of being clan blood to pursue the trial of my own accord. Our Sultan to this day here, Hadid Kabar Sandblaze, is not of clan blood, did not receive the blessing, and still sits on the throne. Who are you to deny my right, as a clan member, to seize the throne from a pretender? Who would like to go next?
Sudih ain't got shit to say to that. She's right.
I got something, but I don't know if I can run it by the group first or not.
You can if you want.
Okay. I have a thing
Great. No, I'm just kidding.
that's okay.
Whispering to each other.
I'll give myself a minute to
You give yourself a minute?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. I can use the pendant that was around her neck of the Crimson Bride,
That you don't know
and then
about.
I can use her spicy sword, and I can try to use that against her, and then
And the officer?
we did.
No, he did
I
not.
didn't. I left it on her.
Shit.
No, for the moment, you don't know about it. But you can bring it up as a, does she have incriminating evidence on her? And that would be where this discussion stems from, is what evidence was on her.
But we have we have the spicy sword.
Yep, you have the spicy
I
sword,
can use
so you know that.
evidence and explain that she's also wearing a pendant, and that this sword is an artifact of the goddess, who is not an all-loving goddess towards anybody who's going after her. Does that sound like a plan? Should I go for
There's
that?
respectability in that.
Do what you want.
Yeah, I think that'll work.
Wait, what did Abby say?
It's a respectability to it.
Okay, so I should go with this? Is
Do
that-
what you want.
Yeah, I think
Alright.
that's good.
Just like, I would like to pull out some evidence that we have. It's just like, I walk over to Celeste, if you may open up the bag.
I
Sultan nods.
pull out my bag.
Show your evidence.
I look in the bag and I
yeah.
visualize the sword, and I see that it's still wrapped when it was put in there, and I grab the wrapped sword, and I
You
take
can
it
pull it
out.
out, right?
And I walk up to the podium. I'm just like, this sword is a dangerous sword in the hands of anybody else who's not able to wield an artifact of a goddess or a god. I would like to point out that this sword is also was made how do I want to say this?
Spicy?
No, I want to point out this sword can be identified as the Crimson Bride sword based on what was told to me from my companions here. Sudih and Lembo, you both pointed out that this sword belonged to the Crimson Bride, did you not?
I mean,
It is the mark of the champion of the Crimson Bride.
yeah.
Whoever holds it wields a modicum of her power.
Perfect. And if Belladonna would be so kind as to pull that lovely chain that's around her neck up.
What?
She's tied up.
She's bound at her arms and legs.
Oh, okay. Would one of the guards standing next to her, the chain that's around her neck, would you bring that around and over to lay prominently on her chest?
This one, and you can see heavy armored dragonborn guard, red scale, takes a step forward and just with one claw pulls the chain out and sets it on her chest for everyone to see the Red Queen's chest piece.
I would like to point out that what she wears around her neck, close to her heart, is the sign of the Crimson Bride. This was found on her person. We took it off, seeing as that it was a weapon to take away from her during her time of capture to bring back here. With this sword being a artifact of the Crimson Bride, a not wholly good goddess, pretty chaotic, one would ask me, and her having that pendant on her shows that she is in leagues with this goddess. Someone who wants chaos and doesn't see the good for everybody, bringing back up the point that she was a serial murderer back in the Vermont Empire and also did try to kill our lot as well as another clan blood member. That evidence I lay before you.
The first the Vora clan elder stands and takes a moment before actually speaking. She waits for you to sit down. Religious affiliation is not against the law. The Crimson Bride has a rich history within this nation, even though at this moment she is considered to be a potentially problematic goddess. At this moment, she is, however, a deeply entrenched force within the nation. Who is to say that, contrary to her recent experience, as she has been silent in the nation for quite a bit of time, that she has not returned to the old ways that were experienced by the first Sultan, seeking to right the wrong of a non-clan blooded member sitting upon the throne, finding a champion within the wastes of clan blood that could seemingly fix this and remedy the stain that exists within the history at this moment. Who's to say that she has not felt a tie to the Serac Waste as a nation since she is primarily the cause of guiding the first Sultan to create it. Reminder that we are here specifically to discuss conspiracy, treason, and the attempted murder. You brought up the attempted murder of a clan-blooded member. You say it was perpetrated with this sword. How do you know that this is the weapon of the Crimson Bride and the weapon granted to her champion, and not simply a fine weapon of magical enchantment?
I can prove that anybody who wields it would have to be a champion of the Crimson Bride.
And how would you do that?
Simple.
Take it for yourself.
Take it.
No,
No. I walk around, I'm still holding it. I'm just like, if only the true chosen one of the Crimson Bride can touch it. I've been told that this has very nasty consequences for anyone who tries to wield it, hold it, or even so much as touch it. If you are in fact insinuating that this is not the exact relic or artifact of this goddess, you should be able to take it no problem and have a swing with it. I also would like to point out that on the treason side, or at least conspiracy, how is it that a certain sultan of any kind here would be conspiring with a sand dragon in the middle of the Sirak Wastes at a pillar that had to be specifically activated? Why would anybody who would be needing to rule a country or a sovereign nation have to conspire with a dragon, of all things, when we know dragons inherently are greedy and boisterous in what they want?
Like what?
Dragons, not dragonborns. I want to point out we are talking about a full-fledged dragon. Dragonborns are...
She kind of, you walk over to her, with the sword, and you offer it to her, and she just looks at you with this look of disgust. I have no need to wield a blade, as I have wielded many in my long lifetime. And it seems that you, perhaps, according to your own argument, are a champion of the Crimson Bride, not suffering from holding the weapon yourself.
It is wrapped in leather that I'm holding.
Then you would require me to take it to prove something.
Either that or anybody.
Get in here, Sudih! Get in there!
I can hold it just fine. Yeah.
Very well. She kind of pulls her hand out and grabs the handle and picks it up, and she holds it and just kind of looks at you all.
Oh shit! Sudih, get in there, Sudih!
It is a fine blade, humming and thrumming with the divine energy, seeming. Now, how do I know that this is not a... And she drops it all of a sudden.
Oh shit.
And she sits down and says nothing else, with the sword still there on the ground. An attendant comes by and tries to pick it up, and she just waves them off. The Sultan kind of leans forward. Make a persuasion check as you go. But the Sultan just kind of...
I go back to pick it up with the gauze.
Okay.
That I had.
You go and you pick it up.
Yep, and I put it and I sheath it. That is a 23 again.
23?
Yep.
Okay.
Persuasion's set at a +8, so I've...
The Sultan...
decent chance.
The Sultan just kind of looks to the rest of this group. And why would you drop this sword? The Vora clan elder doesn't say anything. What is it that you know that you will not speak to the court as you speak of blemishes and stains on the history of my rule? She just doesn't say anything.
Know what clan Belladonna is?
You don't.
I'm thinking it's one of the three that were looking shady.
I'm thinking it's her clan.
You gotta ask. Figure out.
I would like to take
You're
the blade of the red veil from Zil.
From Zil.
I gladly walk over with it.
How do you grab it?
And I hold it out to you to grab it. I'm just like, here
You're
you
not the
are.
champion anymore.
And I take it without any of the gloves.
Oh, good.
Do you take it?
Barehanded.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
You take it, and for a second, everyone holds their breath. And in the back of your mind, you hear a familiar voice. It's good to speak with you again. I think you're aware of what comes next. But if you aren't, you will die before the sun sets. And I need you to know that it is by my hands and my blade that your life will end.
I hold the blade aloft.
Alright.
And I say, formerly I was the champion of the Crimson Bride. When I say she enters your mind and stays there, I mean it literally, spiritually, emotionally. The Crimson Bride represents the purest form of revenge, untainted.
And you tell them what revenge you seek.
The Crimson Bride says this thing?
Oh yeah, the whole time you say anything, whenever she can, she says something.
This is a force that is not compatible with anything else in your life. This is a force that is not compatible with rule. A champion of the Red Blade current. A champion of the a champion of the Crimson Bride does not have room for anything else in her life. There is revenge, and it does not matter what it is against. There is only the act against.
It seems that you are spited as my former suitor. Perhaps I do need to show you your place one last time before the end.
Do I have the chance to drop this blade like a hot potato?
You definitely can.
I'm holding the sheep. I'm still holding the sheep in front of you. You can just sheath it.
Okay. I dumped that shit.
Great.
You just hear her laughing this as it leaves your hand and the voice goes silent.
I walk back over to my spot, and I just continue to hold it in my spot. And I sit back down.
The Sultan leans forward. You were the former champion of the Crimson Bride. A deity bent on revenge.
Oh, yeah.
What would make you the champion of such a evil goddess? What role do you have to play in this, Sudih Velignacia?
And what makes you think she's evil?
A deity bent on revenge, not conducive with other facets of life as you so claim, would seem to have her own will. A will bent on blood strikes me as a goddess bent on revenge by any means.
Revenge can be just.
Revenge can be just, but it is always self-serving. It does not consider another. It does not consider growth. Only the expansion of one's pain. And so, Sudih, I ask you again. Did you seek revenge? Did you seek to expand your own pain at the cost of the others around you?
Of course. This is a courtroom, I have to be honest.
I commend that thought, but who did you seek revenge against?
You.
Me.
And as you see, I am no longer a champion of the Crimson Bride. As you can see, I have failed her.
And how would that have come to pass?
You stand.
You forsook your revenge. What has that gained you?
And I kind of point to the crowd. Some nice headgear.
So you forsake the deepest urge of revenge for a crown on your head.
Listen for me.
And who is it for?
Little girl, you wouldn't know her.
He gives you a long look. Perhaps I misjudged you. Just kind of sits back into his throne.
You shouldn't be judging me as well. I'm not on the trial. We're just saying that this is we are trialing Belladonna.
Continue your arguments. And he kind of sits there and puts his chin on his hand, thinking and just staring forwards. Belladonna kind of whips her hair out of her face to try to look and sees you before the Sultan. It's just like she said, Sudih. You'd get back home, and you'd fall right out of favor again. At some point, it'll be your head on a pike. It will be by my hand if I can do it, but if I can't, it'll be by someone's, and I will take comfort in that.
So you boys that are like, that's what they're desperate. You all heard that. That's what they're desperate.
The Vora clan members just... A threat is not an action.
Okay. Bill, will you hand the blade to her, please?
I'm sorry, what?
Will you hand the blade to our friend here, Belladonna?
I mean, she's bound, so how is she gonna take it? Should I unbind her? Should I have the guards unbind? What am I doing?
One hand.
Okay. Okay.
You
trust
begin to go
I trust her.
Nope.
I've already gotten out. I'm walking.
Like, tail.
It's a little tiny.
It's a little cottontail that you
cotton
just...
fluff and
They grab his ass.
Grabbing your whole tail and being
just like
I would presume it is not wise to offer the accused a weapon.
I have a question.
For DM or the group?
for the group.
Yes.
Yeah.
The detail I might be missing here.
Trying to make her take a swipe at me.
Yes, I get what you're doing.
The physical one will work just
I
fine.
get what you're doing, but I have a suspicion, and I want to see if my suspicion is true. I mentioned a few times. Donna is a thin blood. What group does she belong to exactly?
You have no idea.
Exactly. So we need to ask.
Yeah, but
Belladonna, what clan do you belong to?
She kind of looks to you. The clan that I was born to.
Which would be what
which
clan?
was
I am of the Mahmoud clan.
I would like to insight check that
Yeah, go for it.
super fast. I don't believe that for 1
I'm
second.
gonna roll persuasion or deception. I'm not gonna tell you which, but I'll see if you figure it out.
Me? Oh, you were gonna roll for
Yep.
I'm gonna use a luck.
Okay.
I'm not gonna see. Not any better. What did I roll? Insight?
Yeah.
not insider.
That would be an
And
8.
she's already on it. An 8? My god, she's related to Sudih.
I still don't believe it.
Can I insight like that?
Yeah.
Nah, she already kind of said it.
What?
I'm letting her be the person.
I don't believe that for a hot second. I was like, yeah.
With an 8, you do believe it. And you're surprised, but you believe
Oh
it.
man. Wait a minute, I don't believe it at all.
No.
She is not.
You can bring it up to other people.
We're not zone of truth, I know.
There are so
Why aren't you
bad.
zone of
I don't know, why aren't you?
Somebody's zone of truth
Yep.
this bullshit.
Yes, that's true.
Zone of truth.
Cast it.
Alright, I cast zone of truth. Is it okay being on stage? Okay.
Yep. Yeah, you cast Zone of Truth.
That in character. I'll chance to say anything.
You have Zone of Truth. She gets a Wisdom save.
I think it is this one. Because I don't see the wisdom or charisma.
It's one or the other, and I guess I'm not 100% sure which. Charisma? Okay. I'm assuming a 9 does not save.
Fail.
Yeah, so she cannot willingly tell a lie.
She's gonna stare at her and she's like, really? Really after that new clan? Like, I'm like, processing this information that apparently I believe.
She just kind of smiles.
And you'll have to announce again. I don't believe it for one. Doesn't make any sense. What clan are you really from?
Just kind of starts to open her mouth and then realizes something
Shit.
and shuts it and just kind of smiles.
All
All right. Yeah.
No, if you can command her to say a specific
I
answer.
don't think you can. It's wisdom 15.
12. She fails.
It's just
I say speak.
Speak.
Oh.
You would wish to know my clan of origin. This is your question.
know.
Duh.
Then I suppose you will not find out.
I would like to try something new.
Please
Okay.
don't truth her ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She doesn't have to though.
She doesn't have to say, yeah, I'm from this clan, or no, I'm not.
But even with the speak command that
The easiest
cast, she just has to speak. She doesn't have to state.
the easiest way to say it is Zone of Truth and Command in this combination is really powerful, but it doesn't stop her from being a dick. So
How we're all in the zone. Did all the clan leaders willingly fail as well?
all of the clan leaders
If they willingly fail because they have to be
16,
truthful, the thing to have a fair
or-
trial, then we
or
just ask that.
Nat 1, 19, 19. Okay. 2 of them failed.
Cool.
Which two?
You don't know.
Okay, it's just like clan members. Who has Belladonna been born into? Which clan does she belong to out of all six, right?
Yeah, there are 6 clans. Yes.
Out of all 6 clans that there are, which does she belong to? Does she belong to your clan? Yes or no?
The Lhasa Kaisir kind of sits forward. We do not know all within the clan's reach, especially if she was born and left to the Rement Empire. How are we to know which clan she would belong to? As a test of her blood, perhaps. Though I have not had the privilege to test her own blood.
What can we test her blood? Try something.
Okay.
So, I did some reading earlier. I got this new spell.
Yeah.
I think it's called G's?
Gaius.
That is not how I want to say that word.
It's like Greek. Gaius.
Yeah. I can task someone to do something and they will do it as long as it does not result in certain death.
Okay.
Are you gonna command her to tell me?
I would like to command her to tell me what clan she's in.
What is the casting time on Gaius?
Yes.
1 minute.
1 minute. So you take a minute and you begin to start casting. She gets a save.
Yeah.
What's the save? Wisdom. That is a nat 1. Is it a charm effect?
Yeah.
Okay.
For 30 days.
That's advantage.
30 days?
11 still does not succeed.
No.
30 days?
I should 30 days.
So she has advantage. She rolled an 11, so she still fails.
Yep.
That sounds alright.
What clan are you from? Tell me now.
Yes.
She kind of takes a deep breath. I faked involvement with the clans. I am not of clan blood, but I have it.
You have clan blood.
She mixed her blood with a clan member.
So you were
but she
not
was never born into it.
You weren't born in this area. You weren't from here at all.
No,
So you're just fully a Vermont citizen.
As my parents before me, Ramontian citizen of my own. Yet still,
So there's no Kirak in you, literally at all.
there is.
Because you have put someone else's blood into you?
I have clan blood.
From someone else.
I have the blood of the Mahmoud clan in my veins.
But it's not yours.
Wait, didn't she like suck Sudih's blood?
Yeah, didn't she take
Didn't
Sudih's
she,
blood?
yeah, I was gonna say, didn't she like
Wait, hold on.
didn't she what?
She stabbed you and then like licked the blood off the blade, and that was just a flavor thing. You get the sense that consuming her blood didn't make her of Mahmoud clan blood.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know, some people are fucking crazy,
How
okay?
did you get this clan blood?
She looks to Sudih, and you realize very quickly that you have a pouch in your hand.
Well, fuck it. Gonna be it. I put that pouch.
You cut it open, and there are two long, thin vials and very thinly tapered metal points that are along with them. Does it look familiar to you?
Oh my god.
She dry your blood. It looks familiar to me, and yeah, dude.
They do not.
Okay, yeah, I didn't think I knew what the fuck this was. Hold up, and I like do this in front of my face. I don't have a very good memory.
Then perhaps you'll never find them. It's a shame, really. You'd never been home in so long.
He has to be parent.
You fucker!
Oh no! Oh, he brought family into it. Oh, this is juicy.
Oh my god.
Wow,
What the
that's the hard hit. Oh,
for you, DM?
Oh my god, come on.
It's a realization I would have as a character.
In the moment,
Yeah.
as she says, it's a shame you, yeah.
No.
It's a shame you haven't been home in so long. You would get a somewhat of a sense.
Okay. Where the are they?
Which
Emotional damage!
which one?
Both.
Oh, sorry. Thanks.
Get real up in her face now.
I'm sorry. Who are we talking about?
I'm pulling her hair.
Okay.
I am trying for the life of me to find your parents' names in the message that I had with you. I don't remember them now.
Their names are Rahim and Khadija.
Which one would you say is the clan-blooded member?
I would say
Would be your mother, I believe. Yeah.
yeah. Khadija would be the friendly.
You want to know where they are?
Yes.
Oh, really? Yeah.
But I would very much like to know where they are.
Well, I suppose that could be arranged.
Hermione.
She is. Doesn't stop her from being a dick, but like,
Alright, well, I got spell slots for days over here, so we're gonna read.
you want to know where they are. Which one?
I look to see which one.
So what are you asking? I'm sorry, that's not
Pick a parent you want to know about first.
Mommy or daddy?
Mama or Dada?
Go with mommy.
Where is she?
She's somewhere that I've spread
Oh, she murdered her mom, girl.
little pieces all over the place. Enough to last me some time.
Last you what time?
As for the other, he died screaming.
Ah. Oh, I'm dead.
Well, if that doesn't
was gonna
prove
say.
points that she's not even clan blood born into this and she's faking it, then that constitutes as high treason to me, does it not?
And she just
She openly murdered.
She just admitted two murders.
Exactly.
Clan blood.
So pretty much at this point, that's that. And the Sultan is like, I think I've heard enough. Without any other closing statements, I think we have our answer.
I have one more closing statement.
Your statement, sir.
You're a bitch.
He just looks at you at first because he's confused.
Oh!
Say
No, not you. I was talking to her. I would never call you that, sir. You're Sultan. Your Highness. Holiness.
Very,
down.
very well. I take your meaning.
Did I say the right thing? I feel like
Belladonna. Belladonna Brunard. An imposing threat to the safety and the lives of all Karakians. I hereby sentence you. And she kind of speaks up. She says, I am not done.
Having her mental breakdown bingo over here.
I invoke the right
Okay.
of trial by combat.
Oh shit! Let's go! No! We're gonna kill this bitch!
no, you're gonna kill us.
The Sultan just kind of turns.
Deny.
You have no right to this claim.
Him.
You are not a Sarakian citizen. You are not of clan blood.
Fighters.
The Vora clan,
Oh!
the Vora clan elder, however, stands. Aradia Vora stands. My Sultan, we
Those three are gonna try to get this bitch on.
we have become complacent. I would beg of you that while she be found guilty regardless, we seek to determine her punishment by honoring this call for trial by combat.
Oh, but she's guilty.
She will remain guilty. Your punishment, as the crime would permit, would be death. However, should she prove herself as formidable as these individuals say, in trial by combat, perhaps we allow her to return as a individual prisoner to be extradited for her crimes in the Remont Empire instead.
I would like to point out that as ambassadors of the Remont Empire who were sent here, possibly knowing we might find her here by Princess Amelia or not herself, the Empire has no interest in her return. They merely want to see her. No, she's no longer a problem.
Well,
Which in layman's terms kind of means
Set up Brazil!
tip.
the Vora clan member kind of steps forward. I would remind you the forces of the Vora clan have long honored this tradition, and we have extended this tradition to non-clan members as well. I would encourage you to do the same. And the dwarven man, Durgan Akbari, steps forward as well. Tradition is important. It must be honored.
Fucking does.
If you're gonna say that, all dwarves are gonna say that.
Thalassa also kind of stands
That was
from
me
her
saying
seat.
that, not Phil.
Yeah.
No, I know.
Thalassa also stands and says, I believe it is important to honor the will of the clans within your very tenuous position, Sultan.
That's pretty tough.
He just kind of looks, and he had his hand up as he was saying it for what the crime was to be. Very well. I adhere to the will of the clans. However, I will require, regardless she has been found guilty by the court, trial by combat will be accompanied immediately with the sentence upon completion. Should she lose and fall to the hands of one of the Crimson Tide, one of her choosing,
Oh, fuck.
Take fucking Sudih.
she will be found guilty and sentenced to death. Should she survive, she will instead be extradited to the Remont Empire to face trial and seek their graces, from which I assume there will be none.
We just told Don't go trust a bitch other than us, transport her back. And we're not leaving that anytime soon. We're not on the fucking survivors.
Yeah, this is not a good idea.
Trial by combat will be held so as to maintain.
To die.
Belladonna will not disrupt the peace of the Serac Wastes by inciting revolution between the clans. As a result, the formidable Crimson Tide will show their own prowess in a battle against Belladonna in her own fight to the death. Belladonna, who do you choose as your opponent for this trial? Belladonna just kind of turns with this insane grin to look at Sudih.
Yeah, figured.
I choose Sudih Velignacia to fight to the death. And the Sultan just kind of nods. Very well. Sudih, on behalf of both yourself, the Remont Empire, the Crimson Tide, and the Serac Wastes and her people, do yourself and your nation proud by snuffing the life from this criminal. We are going to now deal with the individual battle. Effectively, you are both given one dagger. So you can, for the purposes of this, add one dagger to your inventory.
Their other weapons are stripped.
For the moment, yes. Your armor, for whatever you have, is still in place. But you are forced to deal with just like a dagger.
Okay. Give me a moment to manage my inventory too.
Yep.
Dagger, add to equip mine.
Yep. All right. There we go. Are you ready?
No.
No.
Actually. Give me a moment.
Okay. You have access to spells, components, stuff like that, but your only physical weapon is a dagger.
Okay. Hey guys, do you think I'm gonna live?
Yeah,
I'm sure.
I think you are.
I'm gonna pat Sudih on the shoulder and say, good luck, and cast guidance. I snap off. And pat Sudih on the shoulder as well and give a lot of inspiration.
All right.
Are they allowed to give some buff?
They're doing it right now.
It's happening.
It's a shame Belladonna doesn't have too many friends.
And I can give you, where is it? I can give you enhance ability.
That's the one.
What would you like? What's the best thing to have for ability? So I can give you advantage on constitution checks, strength checks, dexterity checks, charisma checks, intelligence checks, or wisdom checks. So any of the main ones, I can give you checks on them, and I give you temporary hit points as well for some of them. But it depends. So which would you like? Would you like the temporary hit points? I can give you Bear's Endurance. Advantage on constitution checks. It also gains 2d6 temporary hit points, which are lost when the spell ends. And the spell lasts and its concentration up to an hour.
Yeah, HP would be okay.
Perfect. I will touch you before you go into battle and give you Bear's Endurance, and you will get... That's not a lot, but you get 4 temporary hit points that are added onto yours before it goes into your actual health. And you get advantage on Constitution checks for an hour.
From guidance, you can add a d4 to any skill check. How far away from Sudih am I? How big is this little fight zone?
This little fight zone is literally this big.
So is she within 30 feet
So
of me?
where you are
Here and there?
5, 10, 15, right now she's 20 feet from you, literally across.
So just kind of in front of a chair, just watching the fight, getting ready. I'm gonna cast Aura of Life.
Okay.
Whoa.
Life-preserving energy rates from you in an aura, and within a 30-foot radius. Until the spell ends, the aura moves with you, centered on you. Each non-hostile creature in your aura, so everybody except Belladonna, because that's hostile, including you, has resistance to necrotic damage. Its hit point maximum cannot be reduced, and any living creature regains 1 hit point when it starts a turn in the aura with 0 hit points.
All right.
So you can't die. Essentially, won't ever roll a death saving, right? Because it'll just bring you back to its one.
So, I have a question.
Yeah.
So she's fighting her. Because I chose very specific spells that are mostly verbal, but technically don't have to be very audible, because I have Rolfheim's Psychic Lance. Could I do damage where they're just not going to be able to see it?
I mean, she might react, and she might call it out. You don't know what'll happen.
True.
I'm using very strategic spells.
So, you ready?
I'll have to think about it.
All right.
Quickly, just run over to her and give her a hug.
Oh.
Yeah.
You're about to turn to get in. Everyone kind of talks to you for a second. You just kind of see Zill say something to you. Lemba pats you on the shoulder. Serenity comes running over, grants you inspiration, and then gives you a big hug. X comes over.
I'll also give you another hug.
Yep.
Wasn't pretty down, so it's just I will give you another hug. I want to cast freedom of movement for her.
Okay.
What is that?
So, essentially, freedom of movement, I don't think you need it for this terrain, but it essentially prevents you from being paralyzed or restrained.
All right, man.
Yeah.
Oh. I also can give you more temporary hit points.
Is enhanceability concentration.
Enhanceability is
believe-
concentration, but here... Oh, shoot. Heroism is also concentration.
Yeah.
Never mind, I will have to wait.
All right. So, yep, turn on your lights if you're concentrating and
That's
stuff.
great.
But I only gave you 4 extra hit points, so once those are gone, then I can drop the spell and then give you a different one. That'll give you more later.
All right. So, X kind of comes over to you after Serenity finishes giving you a hug. Hey, Sudih,
Yes.
kick her ass.
With pleasure.
Just kind of goes and sits back down. Give us a good show. You're gonna fucking die, Belladonna.
Mad about something.
She's mad at Belladonna.
Yeah.
So,
Before you go in, I also
Giving her all the buffs.
give you a nice pat on the back. I can't give you any buffs, unfortunately. But I just wanted to say, you got this. We believe in you.
almost. You ready?
And then I let you go in.
You turn and you step to the middle of the throne room, standing before the Sultan as Belladonna faces you. It's weird. For the longest time, when you thought you'd be back here, fighting in the throne room, you thought it would be slaughtering the Sultan. But now he is at your back. And you fight to stop someone that serves the goddess that you once swore fealty to. Well, goddess, you put your faith in to return and slaughter those who have wronged you. Instead, you face now the champion of the Crimson Bride before you. Roll initiative.
You have a checklist of all the buffs he has. 10. I have 4 skill check. Resistance to necrotic damage. Prevents between paralyzed and restrained. What's the other one that Lenda gave me?
Basically, if you go to 0 hit points, my aura will bring you back to 1 hit point automatically on your next turn.
Wow, that's really good.
Alright, it's 0 HP brought back to...
Those of you that are concentrating on these spells, keep track of them. Help remind her, because it's a lot.
Yeah.
Okay? Remember what you buffed her with, so that if she forgets it, you can back her up.
I'm writing it down.
Okay.
Last worst scenario, you have the Toad Rock I gave you.
Indeed, I do have rock.
So, you roll initiative. Belladonna is first. She takes a step to stand forward, and she brushes the wet, kind of blood-soaked hair out of her face. And as she does, she pulls the dagger across her palm and swipes it down one side of her face like war paint and casts something. The blood from her hand is drawn out and forms these thick spines across her shoulders, almost like a pseudo suit of armor.
What?
Ew.
Doing?
She then kind of turns and smiles to you. Keep in mind, Sudih, you're not just fighting me. With her bonus action, she casts something else, something a little more familiar. A shield of faith as a little bit of red energy pulses around her.
Right.
It's like the Crimson Tide
Yeah,
Yes, she
it is your turn. What do you do?
Wait, and you also have one who is your body. So you can do it.
What body concentration is plus 4 to skill check?
It's a dice roll, but take your turn first.
Okay. I have dominate person.
All right. It's a save, wisdom save.
Wisdom says he needs to get above an 18.
It's a 2. She has advantage for charm. That is a 10. So she fails.
With a word from my mouth, I beguile a humanoid that I can see within range. She is now charm finding.
So you see her cast these two spells and stand up straight with this cocky grin, and you're just like, bitch, please. And you cast a spell and you watch as her eyes glaze over, and she just kind of slumps slightly, dagger in hand. And she dominated her.
A telepathic link with her to issue commands to this creature while we are conscious. No action required, which it does its best to obey.
Okay.
Ask her to sit down on the floor. That's about applesauce.
she numbly and almost like a sleepwalker just kind of slowly sits down, folds her legs, and looks. Just kind of head cocked and back, just staring at you.
And I ask her, or I tell her telepathically to tell me the truth if she was being real about what she said.
What she said about what?
My parents. Was that the true?
She kind of slack jaw. I needed the blood. They had the blood. I took the blood. And the rest was lost. You would have found them sooner if you had gone home. One of them, at least. Just kind of still glazed over. What you doing?
I'm trying to figure out if I can ask a bunch of questions and you won't take it as, like, my turn.
It's basically gonna be your turn, but she's dominated, so she's waiting for her next command. So you pretty much get to take a bunch of turns in a row.
Wonderful.
So for each question is 1 6-second turn.
I asked her if this... Okay. I asked her if they're actually dead.
Your father is dead. Your mother is missing. I couldn't have her running off.
Belladonna has her tied up somewhere. The question is, do I actually need her to, like, find out where she is?
Probably not.
I mean, you would have to come up with another way to do it, but she would know where she is.
Yeah, okay. I think that's all I really need from her.
You don't want to ask where exactly?
And... well, if she said she's missing, does that mean that she doesn't know? Okay, I ask her where my mother is. I tell her to say where my mother is.
Beneath the palace is a labyrinth of tunnels. I threw her there, took her blood, took her legs, she can't run off from there.
There was a whole little story about that. Wasn't there?
Yeah.
Oh, it's very bad.
Well, we should have cut off our hands. I command her. I command her to shove the dagger as deep as she can into her throat.
I don't believe you can with dominate person. You can't force them to hurt themselves.
Are you sure?
Pretty sure.
It just says each time the target takes damage, it makes a new wisdom saving throw against the spell.
Okay. All right. She takes a second. Let me get to the actual dagger. She takes a second. You said to put it as deep as you can. Just there. She takes it.
Her throat.
She takes it and puts it right where between where her collarbones meet. And she just begins to push. She gets 7 points of damage in, which is roughly an inch before she has a chance to save again. 12. She does not save. She continues to push deeper. Let me
I
see.
just make a little hand motion like, come on, keep going.
Come on. Oh, it signed me out. Damn it, no, don't sign me out. It's not good. Lost my sheet for her.
She's dead.
No. Gotta sign back in. It like logged me all the way out of the account. Yeah.
Yeah, so in previous editions of the 4th edition, there was specific prohibition against the domination of self-destructive orders. It was intentional because now in the 5th edition, you can the line that you can use actions to take total and precise control of the target. So yes, you can do yes, you can tell them to do damage to themselves. But your thing stands is that when they take damage, they have to
get a save. Yeah,
save to stop it. But they
yes.
So
she
good thing
failed.
we're not playing 4th edition, Abby, because if we were, then you wouldn't be able to tell her to kill herself.
Let's see.
I was kind of curious as well, like, because other charm things say that you can't make them do self-destructive things. But this one you can, so great job.
Let's see. Is it gonna
You can get little spell one.
test me? Is it gonna text me? It's sending me the verification code. There it is, to get back in. Yeah, right? There we go. There. Okay. So she takes, I'm going to make the mark down. She takes there and there. And she continues to push. It's a 7, so she continues to push. She takes that much more. She gets to save again. Unless you want to do anything else, she keeps trying to make the save. All right. 17 is not enough. It's 18, right?
18.
It's there. Now that I'm back into her sheet. 9. 7.
I should specify. This is a concentration spell with a duration of up to 1 minute. So,
Okay.
it's up to you how many rounds of combat.
A minute is 10 rounds. So she has to save again. Doesn't do it. So I can write down here. You all are just watching as she begins to push slowly into her own throat. She's getting pretty far in, which is the really uncomfortable part.
That is
It is painful to watch.
Is it painful or is it just really satisfying?
Right.
18. She saves on this last one here, so you get 7 rounds in. So 7 times 6. That's just a little bit over a half a minute of her slowly pushing this dagger in before she sees this fading for the dominate person off of her face. And she goes and just pulls it out by like 2 full inches out of her throat. And she just begins to just blood down the front of her chest. It is uncomfortable. But now it's her turn to save. She took the action on her turn, so it's your turn again.
Alright, it's my turn again.
Yes.
You're gonna cast Dominate Person again if you can?
I don't have the spell slot for that. That's one done.
Damn.
They're high. What you doing on your turn? You got a minute.
You got 1 minute. The timer's in play.
Alright,
Sands of time.
This is the last round on all of your guys' concentration spells, by the way.
Oh,
You're about 30 seconds in. You got 30 seconds left.
okay, Treason, I am going to, use, Channel Divinity, Invoke Duplicity.
All right.
we told Caroline City to Belladonna when you face off into the death. She said, great.
Yes.
So,
Right.
you channel divinity, and you use this. If I go through, I can make another Sudih. Where would you like to put her? I'm going to use your Sudih cat form as your other one. Where do you want to put her?
I want to put her directly in front of Belladonna.
All right. So there you are. All right.
Lying in front of her.
Yeah. Yeah, she's pretty much on her knees, just kind of halfway pulled this. Yeah, oh, yes. She's sitting crisscross applesauce with a blade freshly pulled from her throat in this look of indignant rage up at you as you go, ha, and then make another version of yourself that's crouching in front of her. Just kind of like, hello.
How's it going?
That's your turn?
That is my turn.
All right. She is going to, because now all of the buff spells drop, because it's been a minute. She is going to... She is going to take a second and grab the wedding ring on her finger and just twist it slightly.
Concentrate for up to 10 minutes on this.
Up to 10, so yours is still going. Any of them that are a minute is, I guess, was my thing. I assumed them all a minute. She twists the wedding ring on her finger and smiles as she says, "That was inspired. But I think I have.
Gross, isn't it?
I think I have my own plan." And she just turns completely invisible.
She got the one ray on.
Yeah.
You don't hear anything for a moment.
Oh, shit.
Oh, see what this would be. Oh, see, I could cast this lance thing.
Does a 12, let me, because she has advantage. That's a natural 20. 29 hits you, I assume.
It does, yes.
So that will be with that and a divine smite. Which that is plus. I gotta see what the total for the divine smite is.
I want to be smart.
You want to know if shoving a dagger in your throat affects your ability to do verbal component spells?
I was thinking that too.
I mean,
It doesn't really matter for this because it wasn't a verbal component.
I'm just
It would, but it's not. 2 plus there. So you take 16 points of damage straight to the lower back as you are hit by something from behind. As Belladonna, who has disappeared otherwise, has moved seemingly around where you are and hit you straight in the back with this dagger. And you feel it hit and then dig in and pull up as she lifts you just an inch off the ground before pulling back away, and you hear this whisper in your ear. It's been a long time coming. And she backs off somewhere, you have no idea where. Now it's your turn.
ready.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right, the timer is going for your action. You got 6 seconds. I also have a really good spell that I could use to hit her without seeing her. Let me know when you want me to use it.
Can you use it? I mean,
that would go against the rules.
It would go against against the rules, but no one would.
Fuck, I'm sorry. I totally forgot. Add another 22 points of damage because she sneak attacked you.
Oh.
God, I totally spaced that. I was looking through to see what her things are.
what was the 10 HP that was given to me by Jill?
That went away.
Okay.
It went away because it was only for 10 rounds. But it was 4, but you don't have that anymore from me.
Okay,
What you got? I'm giving you a little bit of leeway.
I'm trying to figure out the oracle thing.
Yes.
You may choose to expend any number of the charges to augment a healing spell of a level up to the number of the charges spent.
Yes. So if you have one charge that you spend, you can augment a first level healing spell. If you want to augment like a third, you can augment a third, but you have to use 3 charges. Stuff like that.
When you say augment, what do you mean by augment?
Basically, what it'll allow you to do is target another creature with it. So you can choose, instead of 1 target for Healing Word, you can do 2 targets. But if you want to do Healing Word at 3rd level, you have to do 3 charges to augment a 3rd level spell. Or 2 charges for a 2nd, or stuff kind of like that. You have to match the level of the spell.
Okay.
It pretty much allows you to say, why not both? And just help 2 friends instead of, not. Or 1 person and then also yourself. All right.
I am going to cast Healing Word on myself.
All right. And then you'll heal.
And I give myself 10 points.
All right. You heal for 10 hit points as you hear this sucking air chuckle from somewhere off to like your right hand side. And she just kind of won't do you any good. That's your turn.
And I would like to run to the other side of the hall here.
This one closer to your group.
Yes.
All right. So 5, you're going to take an attack of opportunity. A 26, I'm assuming, will hit. So that's 7 points of piercing damage as she just slashes out into your side as you turn to run towards your party. You continue to run, but she got you on the way.
Okay. I would like to use my bonus action to move my illusion.
Yep. Where would you
And-
like?
Can I put them in the exact same place? Can I make it look like we're literally like clipping into each other?
Oh, right here? I believe that you can share the same space. I don't know if you can with that. It's an illusion, so it's incorporeal.
Anything against it.
Yeah, I'm gonna let it be. You know what? Just for ease of use, I'm gonna put her right here, but she's sharing the space just because I'll probably need to grab your mini at some point. So I'll put her here, but she's sharing your space.
Okay.
All right. That's your turn.
I guess.
Okay. You hear this footsteps just kind of coming around, and you're not exactly sure where. Notably, she's still invisible, which is weird because those of you that would know that invisibility usually breaks when somebody makes an attack, unless it's a more powerful form. But she rolls for another attack. 22 to hit.
Right.
All right. That is 6 points of piercing damage. And 12 points of sneak attack damage. As she just...
Sneak attack if I can hear her coming.
She's invisible, so she has advantage on the throw. As a rogue, she gets the sneak attack for that. So she ends up kind of leaning...
She's a rogue, yeah.
Yeah, she started out as like a serial killer and then found God, but not in a good way. So she runs forward and you hear the steps, but you can't quite tell where they're coming from. And then, actually, you having your duplicate within 5 feet of you, I believe, fucks with her attack, right?
I have advantage on attack rolls against that creature.
Against. Okay. So yeah, so she goes through, gets her sneak attack, and deals all of the damage, and you just hear, I've been waiting for so long. And it's not her voice. It's a raspy version of the Crimson Bride, which is uncomfortable because that's really familiar. You know that voice, and it's weird that it's coming from Belladonna. But it is your turn again.
Okay, from the direction that I was... Wait, I'm sorry, how much damage did that take?
18 points?
Okay, well...
Yeah. You got it in?
What?
You got it in?
Got what in?
The damage?
Yes, I got the damage. yeah.
Okay. It's your turn.
How well do I know the palace?
Relatively well. You've been here before.
Tunnels underneath them?
Yes.
Remember.
You've been sent down to the prison to administer, whatever sort of medical that needed to be done. Notably, one of the Ramont Collective is someone that you had treated, and then seen there. At the bottom of the dungeons, below almost everything, is a trap door that enters into the tunnels beneath. But that's quite a distance away at this point.
Okay. Do I know what's underneath the throne room?
Underneath the throne room entirely, there's a number of different chambers. There's, if you're lucky, you might reach a great hall or a kitchen of some sort.
I would know exactly what would be below me.
At this area, I'll say it would be the Great Hall, where people would eat and have celebrations in the event of a larger scale celebration.
Oh, God.
What you got?
Well, I'm sure I don't know, DM.
I can have you take the dodge action for now if you want to think about it for the next turn.
No. I can't. Okay,
You can attack an invisible creature, you just do it with disadvantage. But when you have your duplicate this close, you can do it at advantage, so it equals a straight roll.
okay. Jesus, fine. I do an attack roll against Belladonna.
Alright, roll an attack.
Slash with my dagger. $19.
19 will hit.
But sorry, with the advantage.
It equals out to a straight roll because you have disadvantage for the invisible, and then advantage for the duplicate. So you hit still.
Take 4 points of damage.
All right. You lean forward and just do an upper hand kind of down into something, and you hear this cry as you feel this dagger go thump into something, and she cries out in pain. You got a solid hit. Is that the end of your turn?
I don't think you understand how fucked I am, okay?
I know. I'm trying to keep it going for you.
Yeah. As a bonus action, I spit in the face.
There you go. You can totally taunt the shit out of her for things. That would totally be fine. For her turn, she's going to take some sort of a movement. She doesn't take a swipe at you, but you hear a sigh, and then the voice comes back clearer. That was really rude, Sudih. You know I don't like being taken advantage of. And it's Belladonna this time, not the bride. Seems like she healed up her voice, or her throat. Just enough. Now it's your turn.
I cast dimension door.
Ooh, okay. Where do you want to go?
Here.
you just disappear entirely. Where do you want to go?
I go to the great hall underneath the throne room.
You go downstairs.
So, yeah, like 30 feet downward, or however high I remember the ceiling being.
You get down there. You startle probably 5 or 6 like servants that are currently cleaning and moving dishware around in the great hall, washing down the table, kind of clearing it of dinnerware. There's a few guards that are there having a meal off to one fall side as you just kind of into place, and they're just kind of like and you're just standing there on a table like, hi, sorry guys. It's just that there. That all?
Sorry, everyone. Sorry.
All right. Belladonna is going to.
The list is still there.
Yes. Yeah. So then Belladonna doesn't think much of it. Let me see if she can tell it's an illusion. It's a natural one. She believes it's fucking real. So right there, she's going to make her next attack. Nothing happens to the illusion. So she kind of gets a sense there's something fucky with that. Now it's your turn. You're down in the Great Hall.
I'm down in the Great Hall, and I want everybody to know that I have 4 hit points right now.
Well, that's my protection zone. Die.
Oh, this is very no good at all.
I'm going to cast Healing Word at 4th level
All right.
on myself, because I'm a cleric and I can do that.
Uh-huh.
And I gain 17 points of health.
All right. So you're standing there on the one of the tables.
Would like to make my illusion move. It's pretty cat-like backwards.
Backwards up towards the Sultan. You want to go up this way, or do you want to be back?
Like that.
Because she was technically right here.
No, into like the clear open area.
All right. More like about here, or one more?
One more.
One more. All right. So she moves there. She takes an attack of opportunity. Doesn't matter because it's an illusion. You get the sense that the jig is up from there if you could see it. All right. It's her turn, I believe, unless there's anything else you want to do on your turn.
And that's all I can do.
Okay. So, she is going to drop her invisibility. There. So she was here. She takes a step forward here, stands by your duplicate, and faces the Sultan. I presume that means that I have won this trial by combat. What says the court? That's the end of her turn. It's your turn again, if there's anything else you want to do.
It's to the death. Is she an idiot? She hasn't killed me.
Yeah, but you're gone. As far as she's gonna try to be like, see, I won.
Can I have a minute to think?
Yep. I was gonna say, take a moment to think, and I'm gonna run to the bathroom. That'll give you some time.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
My freedom of movement goes up to an hour.
Fucking the audience.
Okay. There we go. So, what you got?
Oh, I thought if you said during the trial.
Yeah, I was thinking about it. I'm like, nah. All right, what you got?
So, Sudih, standing in the Great Hall, has this moment where she's thinking to herself, oh God, what is going to happen here? So she knows that the Crimson Tide is not necessarily tied to a specific person, and that killing Belladonna not only would kind of fuck up this whole, like doing it herself would kind of fuck up this whole justice thing that, you know, new babe have got going on. Also, like, if Belladonna dies, then the Crimson Tide just gets a new Mamahuchi, and goes off on her merry way. Yeah, that's what the champions are called, by the way, Hoochie Mamas.
Hoochie Mama.
That's lore.
It's new lore. As a nice piece of comfort for you, otherwise, you're worried about justice. As for the new goddess, your title is as a Justicar, someone that sees something wrong and delivers justice of their own determination. So you see something wrong, you determine what justice is to the best of your ability, and then you enact it. So it's not necessarily a full-on, you know, need to be the goody two-shoes all the time, but it does encourage you to...
Jury and executioner.
Yeah. So you technically are empowered to do that.
My microphone has been up the entire time.
You know, we can hear you. But it's basically to the best of your ability and the challenging of yourself to be the impartial party that seeks to do good with justice in the world. That's what it's supposed to. Like, that's what the goddess would want. That's kind of the sense that you got. But you also have the ability to look and see a problem and choose to fix it. You can also take comfort in the fact that she has been found guilty in a court of law regardless and has entered willingly into trial by combat.
Yeah. I'm gonna make my way back to the throne room. I know the way.
All right, yeah. Pretty quickly, you land in the dimension door on the table, startling all the people. Go, hey, what's up, guys? She's covered in blood, multiple stab wounds. You heal yourself with a healing word, and you're like, all right. And you just kind of slowly get off the table and walk off out of the the grand room, and just kind of make your way for the stairs. It's gonna take you a round or two, but it works. You're on your way there.
I've been traumatized at work. Can I go home?
I was about to say to you, do you want to be traumatized here?
Yeah.
You're about to see some fucked up shit.
Ready.
We're ready.
Okay.
Ready. See.
Belladonna is standing there. The Sultan and the other clan members, on her turn, they're looking at her. Trial by combat is not complete until one of you is dead. Sudih does not appear to be dead. She just kind of looks around. She's gone. She chose that will have to be good, and you just hear all of you, this rumble in the ground, and the blade or the red veil, for which one of you is holding it, vibrates heavily.
Oh, lovely.
No. And she says, it will have to be good enough. And her hand picks up with the dagger in it. And you hear, no. She says, it needs to be. There's no way around it. Kill Sudih. And you just see her grab the knife, plunge it into one side of her neck, and rip it out the other side. As Belladonna falls flat to the ground, dead, with blood pooling around the body. Everyone is kind of sitting there stark amaze. There's blood spray all over the front of the throne at the ground. Not quite reaching the Sultan, but spreading pretty far. And basically initiative ends at this point. And Sudih, you come back in and she's dead on the ground.
Sudih comes back in, like, trudging back in, like, she is, like, reached this kind of spiritual acceptance. And she walks back in and she looks and she just looks at the body and then looks at all of you and goes, look at that.
Don't worry about it.
Persa.
Yeah, what Lemba said.
I think she was being controlled and because Ismail was good enough to right away, and I think to provide such a like, must kill Sudih, and then she cut her own throat.
Yeah. Also, the sword that I'm holding vibrated like a lot. Like a lot.
It's still vibrating.
Oh, yeah, it's like shaking in my hand.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, don't know what you want. Like, what do I do? What am I doing with this?
Put that on the floor.
Burn it.
Okay,
The Sultan
I just
stands.
toss it on the floor. I'm just like, okay, I don't want this.
Belladonna Bernard, I sentence you to death. It is a little late, but it has been said. This matter is closed. I commend you on your efforts. However, strange they may have, and he gets cut off as Belladonna speaks.
Oh no!
As you look, her eyes have glazed over this bloody red and are dripping red from the corners. As the Crimson Bride's voice ekes out. Well then, I thought that perhaps I should take better control of the situation. Can't have peons do what I really need, huh?
What are you talking about with the gods?
Sudih.
Oh, I don't like that.
I don't know that there's much that can be done now. But at least we get these final words.
I can't hear anything you're saying.
Oh.
The mic is only picking up every 3 words.
Oh. She says, at the very least, we get these final words together. One last discussion. Haven't you anything to say to your former goddess?
What have I to say? I have nothing to say. You are a fragment of a past. And you have very little future.
In what future does a hunted member of a silly group have that a goddess does not?
Aren't you a goddess? Shouldn't you know?
I think you would do best to learn respect. Perhaps that is what you lacked this entire time. Perhaps that is what drove the wedge between us. A lack of piety. I once helped you slaughter people in a dream. I once witnessed you offer a broken man a mace to slaughter himself with.
Maybe looks around like,
I once watched you flay your companions alive, only to be granted the chance to finish the job and fail.
was it failure or was it the sudden rush of better judgment?
I suppose that you tell me. I would call it weakness. Those without the drive to take what they want from the world don't deserve the world. It's about this point that you all notice the blood is running back towards the body, as opposed to spreading out from it.
And she's regenerating.
I would like to take my dagger and cut her head completely off.
Easy enough. You lean forwards as she laughs. Oh, now you decide to take what you want. And you just cut the dagger through the remainder of her, like, spinal cord for her neck. You feel the sickening as you break through that vertebra. And you pull the head completely separate as it rolls off to the side. The eyes still glowing and the voice still speaking.
Gross.
Better mortals than you have tried. Even still, I must commend you. I think it's time I show you what true piety means. And you watch the body contort. You hear the as the limbs snap into different places. It lifts off the ground by like a foot, 2 feet in front of you as you kind of back away from it. As you hear bones cracking and shifting beneath. two skeletal spikes pierce from the back behind the shoulder blades, tearing through the armor, dripping with red as bony wings protrude, and the blood drips down into feathers of this headless corpse of Belladonna.
Oh, you should have burned her body. Damn.
The head, still on the ground, begins to rise and finds its way to the hand where it is held in place. Perhaps this lesson will not be so quickly forgotten by you or the Sultan. It's kind of, the entire courtroom shifts uncomfortably as they realize that they are in the presence of a newly formed avatar of the Crimson Bride.
Uh-oh.
That's where I think we leave this off.
Oh, no!